Hello everyone, I'm audible. Okay, so fine guys, I think I'm audible to all of you, right? So let's start with the class. Okay, so Abhishek is saying hi. So hi Abhishek. What is the topic for today? Can you please confirm? So yeah, topic will be random forest stacking, XGBoost, KNN implementation. Good evening, Sanjeev. Maybe after regression. Okay, can someone please tell me more about one-to-one mentoring session? Okay, so one-to-one session happens on every I would say Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. IST. And yeah, so Monday is my slot, Tuesday is Chris slot, and like a Wednesday is Sunny slot, Thursday Paul will be available, and Friday Avnish will be available. We have started this thing since last week, and yeah, so last week I was available from 1 to 3 p.m. IST. Subham is saying I got offer as a deep learning engineer. Okay, that's great, Subham. So please do ping me on a WhatsApp number. So yeah, this is my WhatsApp number, Subham. So just ping me and we'll connect over there. And please switch off other person chat. Done that. Confusion metrics for multi-class. Yeah, that we are yet to discuss. But answer to the last task, since we use a K-fold CV, the high chances the train test data might not be distributed. So in some of the experiment, the train data might not contain the label for which confusion matrices contains a zero values. I think we can fix this issue by using a stratified K-fold CV, but not sure. No, so basically we have not taken those like classes in our sample data set. Because of that, we were getting this issue there. So that was a problem. Nilesh is saying I got offer from Legato for data scientist position. Amazing, Nilesh. So ping me or a WhatsApp. I want to say you one session helping me a lot. Yeah, so one-to-one session. So hopefully, guys, all of you are aware about it, that we have started ahead with the one-to-one session, and I believe all of you are aware about it. Last class, I have made an announcement. So if you will go through a recording, you will be able to get all the details. It's a very like a small details, right? So again, there is nothing to get a kind of a detail for that. It's kind of a sessions that we have organized Monday to Friday, right? So for 2 hour, me, Chris, Sunny, Paul, and Avnish will be available in our scheduled time. That's a idea over there. And we are not uploading any kind of a recordings for that one. We are not sending you any kind of a notifications for that. So it's a fixed session, which is going to happen on every Monday till Friday. And yes, feel free to join with your any personal, professional, technical, non-technical kind of a doubt, and we will be there to solve. Apart from your doubt clearing session, apart from your Skype support, and apart from your email support that we used to provide. So this is just a new feature that we have introduced. Can I use your dashboard project in my resume? Yes, indeed, you can use it, and deep learning it to come in this courses, and people are getting offer. Yeah, because there are some people who are going in fast track, and that's the reason. So we have uploaded recordings, right? So that those who would like to go in a fast track mode, so they can feel free, and they are not supposed to wait. That's a whole. That was the whole idea behind giving you the previous class recording. So there was not other things. Is it taking Naukri Premium will help? No, I don't think so. That's fine. You can just upload. There are so many opportunities. Nowadays, so many opportunities are available. So even we are receiving many opportunities from many companies, many associated companies, right? And the problem is we are not able to provide a resume, right? So we have already provided a resume for all of our students. Most of them are like a selected, those who are eligible. Because when we try to provide a resume, so we always try to take 1-2 round from our side, and then we send a resume to our associated companies. So yes, also data scientist offer in this much course, hard to believe. Maybe they have done other courses too. No, they are going in a fast track. So that's the whole idea, right? So many of I'm aware about it, like many of them are going in a fast track mode, and because of that, the data engineer, is it possible only because of user? Thanks, Rikesh. Okay, so in ion profile, what if I change my resume later on? Will that be updated, sir? Yeah, that will be updated. Depends upon your work. I'm going in on fast track mode. Yes. So, like I told you, so many people are going in fast track mode. So that is the only reason. What are the things to be completed to get a data science position? See, in data science, there are multiple positions you will be able to get, like a ML engineer, CV engineer, computer vision engineer, deep learning engineer, and NLP engineer. Or in some of the profile, they will be expecting all, not in depth, but yeah, so combination of all. So these are the positions that you will be able to see in general across the industry. So if you are good with ML, just go for the ML engineer. In later stage, so you may try to apply for deep learning and vision engineer as well, because there are so many openings even with us. So there are so many openings available for a vision engineer, specifically for vision and NLP, the kind of things that we have received from other companies. So yes, those kind of openings are available. And those who will not be able to place themselves, so all of you are going to participate in a job like a drive that we are going to conduct in March. So that is also planned, it's already scheduled. So yeah, you can start participating in that at the end of your courses. But yes, eligibility is the only criteria. Eligibility in terms of you are supposed to be ready. From our side, there is no criteria that we are going to put up that complete this, complete that. You are just supposed to be ready. Simple. With our projects and all those things that we are discussing as of now. Fine, guys. So in last class, I think I was talking about a decision tree, right? And we have seen multiple things. So let me share my screen and let's try to do a small recap on what we had discussed in our previous class. So I think we were trying to import a decision tree, then we were trying to import a data set, and then we were trying to do some sort of a pandas profiling. Then we have seen how we can do train and test split, how we can build a different kind of a models. Then we have seen how to build a different kind of a decision tree. Then we have seen how to do a pruning into a tree, a decision tree, right? And then prediction wise, multiple models we have built, I believe, right? And yes, so cost complexity pruning, these are the things that we have discussed. Plus we have discussed KNN impute, sorry, so we talked about cross validations as well in case of doing this decision tree pruning. And then we were talking about this one. So we were talking about like alpha versus accuracy. What is the meaning of alpha and how we can try to select it, which alpha values we are supposed to select. So many different kind of things we have discussed in our previous class. So let me just execute this entire things and then we can start talking about a next topic. Okay, so fine. Fine. So this will take time. So let me terminate this one and reduce some of the ranges. Again, C alpha is can you please try random search CV? Yeah, you can try random search CV as well. There is no issue. So just like I'm trying to import a grid search CV, you're just supposed to import a random search CV, pass your data, work is done. So it's the same approach. There is nothing different that we are trying to use. Positive from the different from the DSG, I'm getting Python required. I also get an opportunity because of you and Chris. My brother also selected, invented, and also done your courses. He suggested me for Ineron. That is amazing. I think today is a Spend day. So even last week, right? Last week I have received more than, I would say, 15 plus messages and mail where people were able to place themselves, right? So I was feeling literally very, very happy. And even last week we have received so many opportunities from our different companies. So I believe you all have received a mail from our side stating that you have to upload your resumes, because we were looking for a resume and we were not able to find out, because whatever resume we had with us, so we have already we have sent those resume to our clients and to our associated companies. Yeah, random search CV will be a less computation heavy than a grid search. That is true, because it try to skip things in between, right? And that is the reason. So you will be able to find out, like a grid search CV will be expensive operations, because it will try to take all the permutation combinations of each and every parameter that you have inserted inside that particular grid, or inside that JSON file that you have created as a key and value pair. In case of a random search, so on a random basis, it will try to do that. So that is the differences you will be able to find out. But again, there is a drawback. The problem is it will not test your entire model with respect to each and every parameter. So if it is not testing, so you may end up skipping some of the parameter, and maybe nearby parameter you will be able to receive. So sabki job lag rahi hai. Yeah, this is what happens. So in 6 months, that was the expectation. So I was even expecting that many of you will be able to get a job within 6 months, those who are going in fast track easily, and that is very easy. And yeah, those who are not able to place, again, that is fine. I'm not worried about them, because anyhow we are going to organize a job fair, so you all can execute your exercise, so all your rights, because we already told you that it's a job guarantee program. So yeah, I haven't received a mail regarding a resume upload. I don't know, but we have sent it to you, I believe. Yeah. Numbers. So if I do fast track, will I miss anything, or should I do a recorded videos or live classes? Go for both, Abhishek. That will be better. Okay. So now let's try to understand this part, right? So we were talking about multi-class classifications, and with respect to a decision tree. So we have discussed a lot in the same one, right? In the same thing. So maybe we can try to do a random forest as well, because we know that random forest is nothing but it's a combination of a decision tree, right? So what we can do is, so maybe with respect to a same data set, we can try to build a random forest classifier. So what I will do is, so I'll try to use a same data set. I just have to find out what is my original data set variable name. So let me just recall my original data set. I believe it was a DF. Okay, fine. It was a DF. So this is my data frame, original data frame, right? I think we were working on this particular data frame. So what we can do is, so maybe we can try to build a random forest, or maybe we can try to build a bagging classifier, and then we can try to test it. So data frame, and here we can try to create our X. So X is nothing but data frame dot maybe drop. So data frame dot drop, right? And we can try to drop what? So we can try to drop one of the columns, and that column name is a quality column. This is what we can drop, and we can try to prepare X. So guys, I'm using a same data set, so don't get confused. It's an extension of your past lecture, and this notebook is already available inside your dashboard. So we have already done our discussions on this particular notebook, decision tree practical, and this notebook is already available inside your dashboard. I'm just going to implement a random forest over here inside a same notebook, right? Or you can say I'm just going to create a bagging classifier in the same notebook, right? So anyone who is facing any kind of a issue, I believe all of you have this notebook, right, with you. I have received the email regarding a resume inside a junk folder, so those others can look into their junk too. Yeah, maybe you can look into the junk folder. That there is a possibility. some companies are asking question like implement NQ problem in the coding round, how to practice these type of problems. So if I remember, so I have already given you, I have already shared a data structure algorithms level 1 questions, right guys? So I think couple of class back, so we were talking about a data structure algorithm questions, and you guys have raised a demand that if you can share those questions with me. So we have already prepared a level 1 questions, and that questions must be available inside your dashboard. So you can try to take a reference from there. No one is going to cross that particular label, and whatever data structure related question they are going to ask, they are going to ask just from that one. So I think that issue will be solved. Okay, so now hi sir, I was able to secure a placement from my college as associated software engineer. I was asked question from my resume in which I have mentioned ML, and I was able to answer all the questions, all possible because of this course. Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, Deep, for working really, really very hard. So please try to ping me your at least please try to ping me on WhatsApp, right? So I think today is a placement day, I believe. So is it mandatory to complete a deep learning to get a job? No, I don't think so. Machine learning project part, that is important. Project is very, very important. Fast track place student completed their internship project. Most of them have done that. Yes. But what I advise all of you is complete till your dashboard project in machine learning, right? Even if you are going to apply for any job, but that is a bare minimum requirement so that you will feel comfortable. Otherwise, you won't feel comfortable. You won't be able to get that confidence if you have not done that part. What is a WhatsApp group for the place candidate? So there is a WhatsApp group name called as KNN Achievers. 2, 3, 4 months back, I have created that one. And yeah, so those who already got placed, I'll discuss with them. And then I used to ask them to join that particular group. So it's a achiever group that we already have. So let's show you that group. We already have that. Today, please discuss experience of achievers. Okay, shall we hold a class and first of all discuss that? I can do that if you're not in mood to learn something new. Shall we do that? Interview questions I got in my interview. Continue teaching. Yeah, again, half of people will say continue teaching, half of you will say continue doing this. Yeah, so this is a high and achievable group, right? So once you will be able to get a place, just like sometime like as of now 183 people are there. So in last 3 months, those who just ping us, because there are so many people, thousands of people. So recently I just to help each other even after the placement, so I have created this particular group, and as of now, so there are 183 people who is available over here who got a placement recently. So I'm just talking about the recent placement. So this is the group, and they used to discuss so many things, like whenever they go for the interview or they get stuck in some of the problems. So yeah, so they just try to look into it and they share their interview experience and many more things. So many things happens in this particular groups, and it's a post job kind of a discussions which happens over there. Post job means if they are getting stuck somewhere, or maybe if they are facing some sort of issue somewhere. So this kind of a discussions they generally do it. How many from this batch? So many. So I don't keep an exact count of each and every one, because yeah, इसी group में हमें है तो. So yeah, that's who can join this group. Once you will be able to get a placement, then, or you will be able to get a transition, then only you can do that. Let us talk with the people who got the jobs. Please do one-to-one class in Py. Do one of this class in PyCharm. In PyCharm, anyhow, we are going to discuss your projects. And if you'll see recordings, anyhow, we have done that. PyCharm is just ID. So why you are worried about the a PyCharm things? Internal transition 65% now. My only mostly also to data scientist position. Okay, Pradeep. I think one more. use, I don't use to get a call for interview. Yeah, so there must be some issue with your resume, Khushi. कॉलेज वाले परेशान करके रखे हैं, it's fine. Heavily necessary for data scientist position, not at all. Okay, so how can I with a better salary than this one? It just depends upon your like a skill, Nilakas Gupta. So no one is going to offer you anything if you don't have a talent or if you don't have expertise. So it just depends upon the expertise. Your salary is just like a proportional to your expertise, not to your like assumptions. Yeah. So I know today in the class, great effort. I always grateful to the team. I did not announce in the class, great effort. I always grateful to the team because which, yeah. Ask me again to learn. Not applying. Okay, so fine, guys. What we will do is, so we can try to discuss a little bit of topic today, right? So that we'll be able to justify a timing, and then we can start talking about achievers, and then like people who are able to get an offer. So please be here till that time. I will just try to finish at least one algorithm implementation in 1 hour, right? And then let's try to share your experience, right? So what was the questions that people have asked you? What is the expectations, right? How you have prepared your resume, and many more things, right? If you will, because many people would like to discuss these things with you directly, and even in past, I believe we have done that, right? I think one or two class in 1 or 2 classes we have done that. So yes, I think this will be a better idea, right? And people who are keep on asking questions since the very first day that whether I should do this, whether I should do that or not. So I believe I have already answered all of those things multiple times on multiple channels, not just in your classes. So everywhere I have already discussed those things so many times, I believe, right? So many times. So you are just like waiting for others to prove it, right? You can do these things even by yourself, and this is very, very easy. I'm telling you, it's easy means actually it's easy, right? So you can have a faith on yourself, and things are not tough, believe me. But yes, if you will think that with this knowledge I will be able to get this package or that package, this is not going to happen. Again, it's a reality. You have to work hard at least for 2 to 3 months, right? It's already been more than 6 months of time. So that is the only time which is required, and any one of you will be able to do it easily. And again, achievers will tell you a same thing. So we'll try to ask these questions even to them, right? So achievers, please be ready after this 1 hour of discussions, and please try to share your experience. That will be a great help, and it's my humble request to all of you. Okay, so I'm just trying to import this particular data set. That's it, nothing much I'm trying to do over here. And once I will be able to import this data set, then what I can do is, so maybe I can try to build a model, and based on this model, so maybe I can try to do a testing. So last time we were trying to build a model for a decision tree classifications. Today we are going to talk about bagging. So we all are aware about the bagging approach. In bagging, so there will be a multiple models which will try to make a decision altogether, and then it will go for a voting in case of a classification. So this is something which happens in general. So let's try to understand how we can try to create these kind of a bagging based model, how we can try to test it, or how I will be able to perform these kind of operations in a easiest possible way. So it's the same data set I'm trying to consider. I'm not going to take some other data set. It's completely fine. And maybe I can try to call scikit-learn ensemble, scikit-learn.ensemble, right? So maybe we can try to import a bagging classifier. So bagging classifier I can try to import, and then it's completely fine. My work is done. So once I will be able to import a bagging classifier, because I'm going to create not just one single model, I'm going to create a bag of the models. over here. So here, what I can do is maybe I can try to like split a data set into train and test split so that I will be able to get some sort of a unknown data set at the time of testing, right? So no issue. I can try to call my train test split. I believe I have already done an import in this notebook itself. And then we can try to pass X data set, Y data set. We can try to pass a random forest, random state. Yeah, random state over here, random underscore state. We can try to pass inside this one. Random state can be 0. We can try to start, or we can try to write like a train test split, or it's fine. 75 is to 20, 75 is to 25. It will be able to do it automatically. So X train and then X test, it is going to give me, then Y train, I will be able to get train, and then Y underscore test, I will be able to get. So fine, my work is done and I'm able to perform a train test split. I'm able to import a bagging classifier. Now, bagging classifier is a kind of a class where you can try to choose any kind of algorithm as a base classifier, or any of these algorithm as a decision maker algorithm. This is the beauty of using a bagging classifier all the time. So what we can do over here is, so maybe one by one we can try to do some sort of experiment, and then we can try to create a different bag. One like a one bag maybe with the decision tree classifier, one bag maybe with the KNN classifier. So different kind of a bags we can try to create, and then we can try to implement it. Someone is saying that you have missed a test size. It's completely fine. I have missed a test size. I'm aware about it. And I clearly told you that by default, it will be able to split your data set into 75 is to 20. See, even if you are not going to mention test size, it's completely fine. 75 is to like a 25, it will be able to do it automatically. So please try to use shift and tab feature, right? Since the very first day, I think we are aware about it. Shift tab feature. Yeah. So I have not missed that one. Okay, so fine. We are able to perform these kind of operations. That's completely fine. Now we can try to do what? So we can try to create a classifiers. Now, so if we are trying to create a bagging classifier, so maybe we can try to keep a decision tree classifier over here. That's completely fine. Maybe we can try to keep a KNN classifier over here. Again, that is completely fine. So decision tree classifier, I believe we have already done an import of it, right, in our previous class itself. So decision tree classifier. So here is my decision tree classifier, which I have already imported. So what I will do is, so maybe I can try to call a bagging classifier, and over here, so I can try to call decision tree classifier. Now, inside this one, how many decision tree classifier I would like to create? So I'm trying to create one bag. In one bag, how many trees I would like to keep? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. So inside one bag, I'm trying to put up what? A decision tree. So there will be a multiple decision maker. There will be a multiple models it is going to build based on the bootstrapping technique. And then it will try to give me a final result after a voting. So here there is a parameter you will be able to find out called as n number of estimators. So n number of estimators are nothing but a number of a model that you are going to create inside one bag. Because if you remember your theoretical class, so we have clearly discussed about a bagging approach, and we said that there will be a bag, and inside this bag you can try to keep a multiple model. So I'm trying to keep this many number of the model. So what kind of a model? A decision tree model I'm trying to create, right? Who is going to help me out? This class is going to help me out. A bagging classifier class is going to help me out in this particular approach. So let's suppose number of decision maker I'm going to create is equal to 10. So number of tree inside one bag will be equal to 10. That is the idea behind this one. So fine. So maybe I can try to name it as a bag decision tree, right? So bag DT is a name I'm going to like give over here. Now, once I will be able to create this one, again, approach is very simple. So bag decision tree dot fit. So what we are going to fit? X underscore train we are going to fit, and then what we are going to fit? So Y underscore a train we are going to fit. My work will be done, and this is the new model that we are able to build. So this is not the same model that we have built with respect to a decision tree. In case of a decision tree, only one decision tree was there. in case of this like a bagging classifier, so we are trying to create actually a multiple decision trees at a time. Now I can try to test it. So if I would like to test this one, so maybe I can try to call a bag dt dot maybe predict, and then I will be able to get my answer. So maybe I can try to pass X test data set over here, and these are the class predictions that we are able to see easily. So this is how easy it is. So if you are trying to create a bag, I'm just talking about the simple bag, forget about data pre-processing, forget about the business use cases and everything. I'm just talking about the approach, how to create a bag over here. So this is a way by which you will be able to create a classifier bag. Again, there is a bag regressions you will be able to find out, right? So it's completely fine. Now, so this is a decision tree based classifier I'm trying to create, or I'm able to create it. Apart from this, so yes, there are many different parameters you will end up printing. So again, you can try to call base parameter or maybe base estimator. So who is the base estimator? Base estimator is a decision tree, right? Because yes, it's clearly visible. I have used base estimator as a decision tree, right? Again, so bootstrap feature classes. So what is the classes that we have for this decision tree? So these are the classes. So we have already discussed about it in our data set. These were the number of the classes that we were able to see, or we were able to get. Apart from this, so estimator parameters, if you would like to check, so from our side, we have not set any kind of a parameter. If I would like to set a parameter over here for one particular decision tree, so I can try to set it. So all this parameter, let's suppose criteria wise, I would like to give maybe entropy as a criteria. Splitter wise, so I would try to give maybe random as a splitter. So I can try to give it. So for all this decision tree, same thing will be applicable automatically. So it's an identical tree that we are trying to create with a bootstrapping data distribution. That's it. So this is how it will be created. Now, again, let's suppose I would like to create same kind of a decision same kind of a bag, maybe with some other algorithm. So maybe from sklearn, I can try to call what? So maybe from sklearn dot neighbor. So I can try to call maybe import KNN classifier. So KNN classifier, if I would like to call, and then inside a bag, then inside this bagging classifier, if I would like to build a model where multiple KNN algorithm will try to make a decision. So even that is possible. So I can try to call maybe a bag classifier over here. So bag classifier, inside that I can try to call my K neighbor classifier, and maybe I can try to give a value of K is equal to 6. I don't know why I'm giving K is equal to 6. It's just a random value which I'm going to give. I think I have not discussed KNN, right? So far, anyone who can confirm? I have not discussed, right? KNN? No. Fine. KNN is again one of the classification algorithm. Try to understand in this way. When I'll discuss about the theory and mathematics behind it, then you can understand these things in a detail. But KNN is again one kind of a classifier and regression algorithm by which you will be able to do a classification. So KNN is called as K nearest neighbor classifier. Okay, no, I have discussed. Yeah, theory I have already discussed. Right? Implementation I have not discussed. So let's suppose, so I'll try to discuss a separate implementation for KNN, but as of now, I'm talking about the bag. So maybe I can try to use KNN for a bagging. So that's the reason I told you 6 I have written over here. So 6 number of neighbor, value of K is equal to 6 I have opted for, right, as of now for this one. But I don't know how I have selected these by number of the neighbor. There is an approach called as again a grid search CV approach, or maybe a random search CV approach. Based out of that, we will be able to find out a number of neighbors. So there is a chances, there is a possibility. There are other approach as well by which I will be able to find out the best possible number of the neighbors. So find number of neighbors is equal to 6. So this is the parameter. Number of KNN classifier that we can try to use is equal to n underscore estimator. So what is the total number of estimators I'm going to use, or total number of KNN classifier I'm going to use? Let's suppose I'm going to use a 10 over here. That's completely fine, right? And again, so this is like a completely fine. Maybe we can try to build a tree. So this time bag underscore KNN. This is the model which I can try to build over here. Then bag underscore KNN dot fit, and then x underscore train I can try to pass, y underscore train I can try to pass, model is done. And then if I have to like do a prediction, so bag.knn, I can try to do predict over here, and I can try to pass my X test data. Similar kind of a result I will be able to receive. So X test I can try to pass, and again I'm able to do a prediction. So in both the approaches, right, the common thing over here is I'm trying to create a bag. So here, bag of 10 KNN I'm trying to create. Here, a bag of 10 decision tree I'm trying to create. So this is how easy it is to do an implementation in terms of a bagging. So whenever you have to build any kind of a model, your base model can be anything. So we talked about a random forest. And when I was talking about a random forest, theoretically, so I told you that internally random forest uses a decision tree. So let's suppose if random forest is trying to create a 10 number of estimators or 10 number of decision maker. So all of those decision maker will be a decision tree, right? But at the same point of a time, I told you that it is possible to use some other model, some other algorithm as a base model for a particular bag, right? So I believe this is something that we have discussed, how the data distributed in all estimators. So I believe we talked about a bootstrapping approach. So it's been like a done based out of the bootstrapping approach. So if you remember, at the same point of a time, I have made a statement that it's not mandatory to use always a random forest. It is possible to use any base model inside your classifier to create a bag, right? To create a multi-decision maker at a time. So this is what I'm trying to show you. So you're just supposed to call this particular class. Even in case of a regression, it is possible. So there is something called as bagging classifier. There is something called as a bagging regression. Both you will be able to find out. So this idea is called as bagging. Random forest is one of the example of a bagging, or one of the algorithm which follows bagging by default. This is where random forest comes into a picture. But that doesn't mean that you are just supposed to use random forest all the time to achieve a bagging. No. Are you able to get this answer? Are you able to get this clarity? Yes, that it is not mandatory to use random forest all the time or decision tree all the time to create a bag. So generally in interview, if someone is asking you a question that yes, bagging means what? So you will try to give a definition, and then you will take an example of random forest. Then person will ask you a question. So is it possible to create a bag without using a tree or without using a random forest? Then in that case, you should not go blank. You should simply say, yes, it is possible. So as a base model, we can try to use any other algorithm, classifier or regression algorithm, and then based on the nature of the task, and then yes, I will be able to create a multiple decision maker, and combinedly multiple decision maker will try to give me a decision. That's the idea. That's a theory behind this one. Yes, and we will be able to build a model. Now, let's try to understand this particular part. So as we are able to perform these kind of operations, bagging classifiers, we are able to build with the help of k nearest neighbor, which is another algorithm. So 10 instance of a k nearest neighbor algorithm I'm trying to use. I can use hundreds as well, right? I can try to use thousands as well. There is no restriction with respect to that. Same will go over here. So here I'm trying to use 10 estimator. I can try to use 100 estimators, and I will be able to build a model. That is also possible, right? So here I have used 100 number of decision tree. And again, idea is, so everyone will give a prediction and majority wins. So everyone will go for a voting. So people who are asking just a question in a chat box, right? I'm able to see your question, but I don't feel like answering your question. So please try to focus in a class first of all, and then you can start asking question. Yeah, that will be better. Fine. So here, this is something that we are trying to discuss. Now let's try to do the same kind of an implementation with respect to a random forest, because we all know random forest is a core algorithm. And whenever we talk about a bagging, by default, random forest comes in our mind. But just to give you a clarity that random forest is not the only way to achieve a bagging. So I have just shown you this approach. Again, hyperparameter tuning, right? Different estimators estimations and their hyperparameter, all those things is possible in terms of tuning this entire things. Data pre-processing, again, it is possible. A post estimation based on the ROC AUC curve, if you have to select a best possible model, things are possible. If you would like to get the accuracy score, if you would like to get the recall score, precision score, F1 score, each and everything is as it is. This is not going to change. So if it is applicable with one classification algorithm, it's applicable with all the classification algorithm. And here also we are trying to build what? Just a classifier, right? So hope this understanding is clear to all of you. Now what we can do is we can try to use random forest, the original one, the like a algorithm which always comes in our mind when we talk about a bagging approach. So maybe I can try to call a random forest. So from sklearn, we can try to sklearn ensemble. We can try to do what? So we can try to import random forest classifier. So this is the import that we are supposed to do, right? A random forest classifier. And then what we can do is, so maybe we can try to pass a same data, right? Maybe we can try to pass a similar kind of a data over here. But before that, okay, let's try to pass similar kind of a data inside this one. So let's suppose I'm going to call random forest classifier, and this is the object. Let's suppose RF is the object I'm going to create for random forest. And maybe if I have to set some sort of a parameter, I can try to set some sort of a parameters as well. But I'll come to this parameter part in a later stage, right? First of all, just try to build a raw model without using or without manipulating any parameter, just by using a default inbuilt parameter. So random forest dot, maybe I can try to call fit, right? And then we can try to pass what? X train data set. So we can try to pass X train data set over here, X train data set, and then we can try to pass Y train data set in this particular place. Fine, model is built. I have not done any kind of a changes. I'm just using a inbuilt parameter. So whatever parameter value which is given over here. So I'm just trying to use it as it is. So fine, random forest is algorithm that we have already built, and we have used a predefined parameter, you can say. Now maybe we can try to find out the score of this random forest. So maybe if I have to find out the score of this random forest, so I can try to pass a test data set, a rest 25% data set we can try to use, and Y test we can try to use. The score is equal to 0.69%. Now what I will do, so I have already created a model with the help of multiple decision tree. 100 decision tree I have used over here. 100 number of decision tree I have used over here. So fine, I will try to check the score of even this algorithm where I have used a bagging approach, 100 decision tree. So fine, the score of this one. So what is the score? X test I can try to pass, and maybe I can try to pass Y test over here. Fine. So score is 69.25 when I'm using 100 decision tree, right? Again, I can try to use a third model I have created. If you remember, KNN based bag I have created, right? So KNN based bag I have created. So what will be the score of this one? So X underscore test, and then Y underscore test I can try to use, and 48%. Maybe, yeah. So 3 bags we have created, right? This is also a bag which is a random forest based classifier. So this is using a combination of a decision tree, combination of the decision maker. What is the number of estimator? What is the number of decision tree it is using? By default 100. By default 100 number of decision tree it is using. Maybe I can try to reduce it, or maybe I can try to increase it. Let's suppose I'm using 10 decision tree over here. Let's check what is the accuracy. So when I'm using a random forest 10 decision tree, inside random forest 10 base decision tree, 10 base number of estimator, my accuracy is 67%. When I'm using a bagging approach, right? When I'm using a bagging approach 100 decision tree, I'm able to get 69% accuracy. If I'm using 100 over here, which is a default one, the default number of estimators, yes, accuracy is almost close, right? Almost close to this one. And in the same way, so when I'm using some other algorithm, KNN, right, as a base model, as a base algorithm for my bagging classifier, so over here I'm able to get 48. So maybe again, KNN depends upon what number of neighbors. So I have chosen number of neighbors is equal to 6. So without doing any parameter tuning or any kind of a testing. So maybe if I'll try to change that number of the neighbors in KNN, I will be able to increase an accuracy. I have a faith on that. So for sure, I will be able to change an accuracy by a huge amount or by a huge volume, right? So here, just by looking into it, you can't say that I will be able to create a best model out of random forest or maybe out of a decision tree or out of this one. I can even increase an accuracy of this one. Like I told you, there are so many parameters, hyperparameters, which we can test, and yes, we will be able to achieve maybe an accuracy close to this one. There is a possibility. Again, I'm not sure about it because in AI, so you can't give this kind of a guarantee. But yes, I'm sure on part that I will be able to increase the accuracy because I have not selected a best possible parameter over here. So based on that, I can make this part of this kind of a statement. Okay, now here, so maybe if I'm going to use number of estimator is equal to 5. So see, accuracy has decreased. Number of estimator is equal to 5. So even though if I have, some people say that random forest is the best one, right? This is what I have seen. Many people say that random forest is the best one. No, none of the algorithm is the best or worst. It depends upon the nature of the data set and it depends upon the parameter that you are going to select. So I'm using random forest. I've used 5 trees over here, right? 5 number of estimators means inside one random forest, we have 5 trees. Inside one forest, I have 5 trees. I have used it, but still my accuracy is not like a good if I'll try to compare with the 100 tree algorithm. Yes, are you all able to get this point? Yes. So it's just all about the experiment. That's the reason. So we have so many algorithms. We have a variety of the data set. So you should not say, or you should not make a statement anywhere in this world saying that okay, this algorithm is going to give me a best possible accuracy unless and until you have not tested it with the respective data set. Again, nature of the data set, shape of the data set, size of the data set again plays a very, very important role, just like your hyperparameter. Then you will be able to select a best possible algorithm. So always keep these things in a mind. None of the algorithm is best or worst. Simple. Okay. So now here we are able to see this particular part, right? So maybe I can try to run a grid search CV over here, and based out of grid search CV, I can try to find out a best possible parameter. I can try to run maybe a different kind of things. But before that, right? Before that, so I would like to show you something. Here we have built a random forest algorithm. Now inside this random forest, so I know there are 5 number of trees it has created. Fine. Now, if I would like to know that what is the size, what is the shape of this particular tree, is it possible to know that? Because number of estimator is equal to 5, right? Number of estimator is equal to 5. Fine. Simply means that I have created 5 decision tree. Fine. Now, my area of interest over here is I would like to know what kind of a tree it has created. Yes. So, okay. Most of you are saying, I think almost all of you are saying, except one person, I believe, Sai is saying that it is possible. And all of you, Swati, Vaibhav, Anurag, Nagarjun, Vijay, Sarad, Ujjwal, everyone is saying that no, it's not possible. Rishabh is saying that it's possible. So now, Rishabh, I think you have got some time to do some sort of search on Google. Okay, it is possible. And I'll show you 5 trees we have created, right? All 5 trees we can see, and all 5 trees I will plot over here. And this is not a drawback of a random forest. When we say that it's very hard to interpret a random forest, it's a statement you will be able to find out, right? When you will search drawback of random forest, everyone mentions that it's hard to interpret a random forest final estimation, right? This is a kind of a statement you all will be able to find out. But the way we understand a meaning of it, I think it's wrong, right? So they are trying to say something else, and we are trying to understand something else. There is a difference, right? So I'll show you now how to plot all this 5 decision tree, which is a part of your random forest. And I think people who are saying no, then they will start saying yes. All of you, those who are saying no. So I think 99.9% people are saying no, I believe. So maybe we can try to understand that. Okay, so here is the thing. What is the total number of what is my object name? RF. RF is my object name. So RF dot we can try to call estimator. So how many decision tree we have created? I believe 5. Agree everyone? 5. Okay. So these are the objects that I'm able to see for each and every respective decision trees. That's completely fine. This is the total object. So I'm not trying to set any kind of a parameter. So these parameters are not visible. Maybe I can try to keep verbose is equals to 1. In that case, I will be able to see that one as well. So this is something that we have already done over here. Now just try to, right? So number of estimators we are able to see, right? So if I have to access one estimator out of this one, so what I should do? If I have to access one estimator, can I say it's a part of just a list? We all have studied Python list, right? Simple. I'm able to access it. Okay, fine. So what I will do is, so I can try to call plt dot maybe a figure, plt dot figure, and then fig size is equals to what? So maybe 20 cross 20 as always. So I used to take 20 cross 20. And if you remember, we have done an import of a tree, right? Anyone who remembers? Tree dot. So can I say I'm supposed to call plot tree? Even last class we have done the same thing so many times. So tree dot plot tree, and then we can try to pass maybe this estimator. So maybe I would like to see, I would like to know that how my like a decision tree, this first decision tree looks like, right? So maybe field is equals to true. I think we talked about this meaning of field as well, right? What is the meaning of field? You will be able to get a colorful tree. If you're going to make it false, which is a default one, in that case, it will be a black and white. That's the only idea behind this one. Let's see. See all this internal, like how it is going to separate my data set along with this. So you will be able to get a picture of it. So just wait. You all will be able to see that tree pictures as well. So are we able to plot a very first tree which system has created, right? In the similar way, if I would like to like plot maybe a second tree, not an issue. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. So I will be able to plot, or I will be able to see all the trees which it is going to create easily. Easily I will be able to create it. Yeah. So I will be able to create it. So this is something, right, which is possible even in case of a random forest. Yes. So never say that it is not possible to observe or it is not possible to see a decision tree. Maybe you can try to compare that whether this decision tree which it has created is same as this one or not. Is it same? Just try to have a look, right? You will be able to understand. Is it the same kind of a structure, tree structure it has created? So is it same? No, right? So estimator 0 and estimator 1 is same? I don't think so, right? Now, what is the meaning of it? So can I say that both of them are using maybe a different subsample of the data with overlap, right? Both of them are using a different subsample of your training data. Someone is saying that different train set. Yeah, different subsample of your training data that you have provided. That is the reason. So it's called as bootstrap aggregation. So what is the meaning of bootstrap aggregation? So I'll try to split the data set, but with some sort of a overlap. Yes. So this is like a sampling with the replacement. That's something called as sampling with replacement. Is a complex word to understand. So just in a simple English, I can say that yes, we are trying to create a multiple subsamples, but yes, with some sort of overlaps in between. So there are some common differences data set in between. So row sample plus a feature sample. No, number of features is going to be same. Number of features are not changing. So whether you are using this decision tree or that decision tree, it's not changing at all. Okay, so again, if you will try to plot a third one, you will be able to get your answer. Fourth one. So in this way, let's suppose if I have 100 number of a decision tree inside a random forest, inside one forest, right? I will be able to plot each and every one. So maybe I can try to write a code in this way. So if I have to plot each and everything, all 5 at a time, just a for loop, I think we all can write it down by ourselves. We all know this much of coding. A fig size is equals to maybe 20 cross, let's suppose 20. And here, so I can try to call for I in maybe I can write range of length of random forest was my algorithm object, and estimators. So there is a total number of estimators. So range of estimators, and then I can try to call tree.plot plot tree, and here, so I can try to pass my random forest dot estimator. So estimator will be this time I. So I, and here field is equals to true, and execute. So one by one, all 5 tree it will be able to create, it will be able to show you. That's a very simple. If you put semicolon, then at the end of this long statement will be gone. Yeah, this long statement is nothing but it is just trying to represent. So this long statement is nothing but just trying to represent the internal structure. So it's fine. Even there is another way. So I can try to off the log, and again, I will be able to see the same thing. So yeah, one by one. So you will have to call this figure inside this one, and then you will be able to plot it, which is very, very easy. So yeah, we all will be able to find out that what is like a tree, or what is the things that it has already created, right? It's very, very easy. So I think we all are good, and I think your confusion is clear in random forest. So yes, it is possible to see all the decision maker. Sir, we got one tree only. Yeah, just work on this plot part. So just try to do something like with respect to a plot part, so it will be able to show you each and everything, all these things. So it is terminating itself over here. So just work on it. Okay, then what do they mean by hard to interpret? So see, let's take one step back here. Number of estimator criterion, maximum depth, maximum sample, this. Bootstrap is true. So how they are dividing the data, how they are trying to create a subsample. So this is literally very, very difficult. So you will not be able to understand that how and what criteria. So it is dividing a final data set by using a bootstrapping. And this is something which is difficult. So which data is going to which decision tree? Initially, you will not be able to interpret. Once you will be able to build a model, once you have a decision tree, then maybe by using a backtracking approach, you can understand that, okay, fine. So data is lesser than this one going to this side, data greater than this one going to this side. You have a plot, so you will be able to understand that what is the parent node in this one or that one. But how it is trying to do a random sampling of the data set with the overlap, that is difficult, right? And what kind of a data ratio which is going inside one model to other model? Let's suppose I have a 5 number estimator. So what is the data ratio which it is sending to one model and to other models? So again, you will not be able to understand. Maybe in one system, maybe in one model, so they are sending maybe 100 records. In other ones, so they are sending maybe 105 records, 110 records, 190 records. You don't know. When I say records means I'm talking about a row. So don't get confused with the features. Features is going to be same all the time and always. Number of features is going to be same, because if feature is going to change, then it will lose its relations, right? It will not be able to understand the relations. Means it's a different relation that we are trying to learn. So that is something hard to interpret, that you will not be able to understand in the easiest way. And yeah, so they have made a statement called as hard to interpret. Never say that it's impossible to interpret. Like, so yes, it is possible, but in a hard way. So in hard way, I can even calculate that which row is going inside what tree. So I will be able to calculate that as well. So if I'm able to see this particular log, and if I can start parsing this particular log, I will be able to recreate my data set because it's the same kind of a decision tree it has created, right? So if I'll start interpreting this log, I will be able to recreate my data set just from this log information. Okay. Now, so this is what I was like thinking of showing you, that yes, this particular things is possible. Now again, so let's suppose if I have to find out a best possible parameter in case of a random forest. Let's suppose random forest algorithms is using Guinea approach by default. I have to like check with the entropy. Maybe they are using some different number of estimators, or maybe features algorithm wise or split wise. They are using a different features. So I can try to perform each and everything in the exact same way. So I will be able to perform each and everything, the way I have done in case of a decision tree. So this is pretty much possible. So let's try to do some sort of a grid search over here, and maybe I can try to do some sort of a hyperparameter in this particular place, or maybe a random search you can try to implement. And why it is giving only one tree? I told you, right? So check with your for loop and the way you are calling a plot. Okay. So now here, just try to do one thing, right? So just try to like do one thing. So maybe I can try to perform a grid search, which I have already done in case of a decision tree. And yeah, before that, so we have to create a dictionary of a parameter. So grid underscore parameter. So param, I can name it PRAM, param maybe. So I can try to create a param over here. And here, so I don't know with how many decision tree it is going to work well. So whether 5 is required or 100 is required. So maybe I can try to keep this parameter as n estimator. So n ESTIMATORS. In estimators, so maybe I can try to give a range for this one. So an estimator 5, then it should test with 10, it should test with 50, it should test with 100, it should test with 120, it should test with 150. So with these parameters, these many parameters, I would like to test. Then I would like to test what should be a criterion. Let me do one thing. So I'll just try to import. Instead of like a typing again and again, so it's better to do copy and paste. Yeah, criterion. So criterion, right? So maybe criterion wise, I can try to mention Guinea and entropy. So GINI, Guinea, and then I can try to mention entropy, and then I can try to mention maybe depth, max underscore depth. This is so for all of you, it's advisable to type so that you will be able to remember some of the parameters. So by default, it's given as none. Maybe I can try to give a range of maybe like a 10. So just try to check these things with a 10. And then what is the other parameters? So I can try to check maybe with the minimum sample leaf. Weight also I can define. So that is again one of the best parameter that you can try to tune. So minimum sample leaf, and again I can try to give maybe a range of 10. So this one is done. Grid search CV. So maybe grid parameter I can try to put over here. And then cross validation, number of cross validation in which it should divide my data set should be equal to 10. Number of jobs. So I want this process to take my 6 core. I have 16 cores, so 6 core I'm allocating to this one. Verbose is equals to 1. I can try to keep missing parameter grid. Okay, so param grid is equals to Missing estimators. Okay, so no issue. Number of estimators. I think I have made some mistake with respect to a spelling. Yeah, so this one is fine. Okay, so algorithm is missing, right? So which algorithm I'm supposed to keep over here? So estimator, because estimator. Estimator is equals to RF. Okay. So yeah, these are the grid search like a algorithm. Grid underscore search underscore random forest. Fine. So grid search random forest, I can try to prepare and then I can try to call a fit. So X train and then Y underscore train, I can try to fit in and it will start forming its task. So yeah, 6 core, and if I'll go and observe my computational, so you will be able to find out that at a time it is using just 6 core of my CPU out of my 16 core. So only in 6 boxes you will be able to find out a high utilization of the CPU. What is verbose? I think I discussed about verbose so many times, right? Verbose is nothing but it is giving you a print of it, a log. So many times I've already discussed in our previous classes. It's called as logging. So the red one that you are able to see, you are able to see this one just because of your verbose. If you will keep verbose is equal to 0, in that case, you won't be able to see this log. Can it use a GPU? So yes, as of now, you will be able to find out some consumption of a GPU, but the problem is scikit-learn directly uses a CPU. If you have to use a GPU, so yes, some of the processes is using a GPU. So if you have to run these things in GPU, then you have to call a GPU based libraries, and then you can configure device is equals to 0 or 1 or as a GPU. So in scikit-learn, that provision is also available. And we can do this thing just with the GPU, just with the GPU. So no CPU will be utilized. XGBoost we execute in GPU. It's not like that. So XGBoost you can try to set that whether you would like to execute these things in GPU by using a GPU or by using a CPU. So everywhere you have a control. There is a feature which is given in XGBoost that you can control your processors, right? So that control is given inside that library, but it again depends upon me, which one I'm going to use. Is it possible to run a Jupyter notebook on a GPU? Everything is possible. It's your system, so you can control anything you want. Once the model is trained, please show us feature importance part as well. Which feature importance part? This is the grid param I have said. So again, it's just like a same as your previous class, right? So I was trying to set some of the ranges. I have already discussed these things in very, very detail, right? So just try to check your previous class. So I have already discussed in very detailed way, meaning of everything. Can we build a model on Google Colab? Mine is i3 processor. See, Manohar, the thing is, after spending this much of time in a classes, you should not ask this question. right? Can we execute this in a Jupyter notebook? Can we execute these things in a VS Code? Can we execute these things in a PyCharm? Can we execute these things in a like a on cloud Jupyter notebook, or by using some cloud infrastructure? So by this time, if you will ask this question on day one, day two, first month, second month, yes, I will be happy to answer. But after 6 months, if you are asking this question, I'll feel sad even if I'll answer. So I'll assume that you have not learned anything. Okay, so fine. This one is done, right? So it is able to uh, execute it. It is able to test all of these parameters. So maybe it's time to get a best possible parameter. So let's see what is the best possible parameter which I can try to opt for this particular algorithm. So maybe I can try to call, this is object name is grid search random forest. So I can try to call grid search random forest dot best parameter, right? So this is the combination of best parameter which I'm able to receive. So number of estimators we are supposed to use as 120, minimum sample leaf is equal to 1, maximum depth is equal to 9. This is what we are supposed to use. Criterion is equal to entropy. This is what we are supposed to use. So yes, these are the parameter that we are supposed to use to create or to build a model with respect to this data set. No issue. So I'll try to build it. So maybe I can try to call a random forest, and then over there, I can try to set all of these parameters. So criterion is equals to intropy, so entropy, and then like maximum depth is equals to 9, right? As per my best parameter given by my this like this one grid search, and then minimum sample leaf. So minimum sample leaf is equal to 1. This is what I'm able to receive, and number of estimators is equals to, I'm using random forest, right? So number of estimators is equals to 120. This is something that we are able to see. So find number of estimators is equals to 120. I can try to keep it, and maybe RF new. I can just name it as RF new, random forest new, after doing a grid search on top of random forest. So fine, RF new, and RF dot. I can do a prediction. So RF dot score X test and then Y underscore test. Accuracy is equals to 65%. Previously, we were able to get an accuracy is equals to 69% with 100 estimators. Here I'm just using like a 120 estimators, but still I'm able to get 65%. So maybe, okay, so sorry, it should be RF new, right? What happened? Okay, my bad. RF new dot fit. So first of all, we have to build, then we can find out the score, right? Sorry, we have to do a fit, and then we have to find out the score. So X underscore train, then Y underscore test. Let's see. 69 we were receiving in the previous one, and 67 we have received in this one. So this is the reason I always tells you that you can't say anything. You can't say that if I'm going to do maybe hyperparameter tuning, my accuracy will increase. Your stability may increase, but not an accuracy. So you can't make a claim that if I'm trying to do a hyperparameter tuning, I will be able to get a better accuracy. I will be able to get a better result. Let's suppose if I would like to see like a tree plot, right? So if I would like to know that how this tree looks like, so maybe I can try to call a tree plot, and I will be able to get that as well. So last time, I think we all know what is the plot. So maybe for RF new estimator 0, I can try to plot it. Yeah. So let's try to plot how my decision tree looks like inside this new RF. So if someone is asking you a question that will you be able to increase an accuracy after doing a hyperparameter tuning? What will be your answer? My system is stuck in grid search. Yeah, that is expected, right? So generally people says that. So if you will go and ask someone, right, so who is like a practicing a data science in general, those who have not worked, so those who are just practicing, so if you ask them, okay, fine, so can you please tell me how to increase the accuracy? Instantly they will tell you, go and do a grid search. Or maybe in case of a Keras, so directly they will tell you, go and use Keras tuner for a deep learning or for a computer vision based model, right? But no, you should not say that yes, I'll do hyperparameter tuning and my problem will be solved. In that case, everyone will do what? Just hyperparameter tuning and their problem will be solved. So always it's a contextual things. It's a contextual one, and you should first of all think, and then you should say it's just a contextual thing. So I can't give you a guarantee, but hyperparameter tuning, it's more like stabilizing a model. So instead of expecting a better accuracy or increased accuracy, and again, so when we are trying to build a model, I already told you that model accuracy doesn't matter. The first thing which matters over here is a stability. So how stable your model is, or how overfitted or underfitted your model is. So this is we always try to give a priority on overfitting and underfitting and the stability as compared to the accuracy. So yes, accuracy is fine if I'm not able to get an accuracy, and if my business demands that much of accuracy, I'll try to add upon some new data set. I'll try to use some different distribution. I'll try to test it. That's completely fine. So again, but I should not say that, okay, if I'm going to do hyperparameter, I will be able to increase the accuracy all the time, because in this case, you will be able to observe very clearly these kind of things. So I believe this one is fine, right? Everyone, anyone who is having any kind of a difficulties. So now you can start asking question if you want. Does grid search best model with the best accuracy, or does it find one with the lowest bias and lowest variance? So yeah, lowest bias variance approach, it always try to follows, right? Or you can say it will always stop you to give a model with some sort of a overfitting and overfitted or underfitted result, right? So that is something which happens. Now, does grid search CV best model? Okay, I'm getting an error. So where you are getting an error? So any task for today? So yeah, I'll try to, I'll give you. So I had a plan to give you some task, but yeah, let me think. Invalid parameter splitter for n number of estimator, random forest classifier, maximum depth is equals to 1, number of estimator is equals to 5. Check the list available in the parameter, get parameter key. Invalid parameter splitter for estimator. No, I think it's good. Number of estimator, just try to put it and then try to execute again. Then what is the best practice to increase the accuracy? There is no best practices to increase the accuracy. Otherwise, data scientists are not required. Any software engineer will be able to do that work, right? Otherwise, so if there is a best possible or best like a way to increase the accuracy, if someone will be able to know, then why people will release a next research paper after releasing just one research paper, or why they will introduce a new algorithms, right? There is no best way or worst way. It's always a contextual, right? If someone is going to give you a guarantee, either person is not aware about it, or they have not worked, or they are lying. So this can be a case. Which one is the best Bayesian of tuna, random, grid, T-pop? I think same thing I'm going to repeat again and again, Pankaj, right? And you have just like pinged me more than 20 times in a chat unnecessarily. In the industry, I faced the problem deploying the project, fix the issue, but could not. So what I deployed in EC2. EC2 is interesting. Yeah, EC2 is actually interesting. What might be the reason model performing this way? Do we have to do a pre-processing or something else? It's not just a pre-processing, or it's not just a model building. It depends upon the nature of the data set, the flow that we have decided, plus pipelining, which is called as pipelining, which you will get to know in your project. So even now you can have a look of it. Recordings are there. and it depends upon a relationship. So it actually depends always on a relations, more on the relation part. If there is no relation to a data set and you're trying to fit in some of the algorithm which is trying to find the relations, why it will work? It should not work. In Bootstrap, number of record will be same, only shuffling will be done, right, sir? No, I think you should check your answer again. Which research paper or journals do professional data scientists read and update themselves with the new development happening in data science field? Example, if new algorithm is released, how we get to know? So it's not like there is only one like a source. I'll tell you what kind of a sources I used to follow, right? And everyone is having its own choices, right? And there is not just one source you will be able to find out. So you can't say that, okay, fine, this is the source, and then you have to just follow this much. So Google AI blog, I try to follow this one, right? So whatever, even till yesterday, see October 7th, right? So they will on almost on every day you will be able to find out one new innovations and one new research paper over here, and that too in very detail, right? In very detail. So I just keep on reading this one on a regular basis, almost all the day. Like almost every day I try to search. Plus, this one is just for the daily one, where you will be able to find out all this update from like a Google. Other one is papers with code. Again, this is one of my favorite, right? Here you will be able to find out everything. So papers with code, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, NLP, reinforcement, whatever you say, just name it, right? And all those latest research paper, and for most of the research paper, for whatever research paper, code is available, GitHub is available. With that you will be able to find the link, right? So this is again like this is very good. So till yesterday, maybe you will be able to find out even some research paper which was released just yesterday, but it's available over here. Plus maybe in a later some with some research. So generally what happens is people release first of all research paper, then in a later stage after 3 months 4 months they releases a GitHub, so git of that, it's code implemented version of that. So yeah, papers with code keeps each and everything. So this is one of the best, papers with code. Okay. Invalid parameter creation for the estimator, random forest, n estimator, check the list of the available parameter. Just try to check what is an issue with your import. So just try to check with the import. So I believe there is some issue with the import. Otherwise, ESTI emit URS. Otherwise, there is no issue. I'm able to see AD. When you tell a multi-class classification, I'm talking about a multi-class classification. I have taken a data set with 6 multi-class classification, 6 classes, right? Full of patience, read an answer. Is there a way to read a research paper or just read a line by line? So if you will check your recordings in your like a computer vision section, most, I believe 90% of the algorithm I have discussed with a research paper. So in your CV, the recordings which is available inside your dashboard. So most of the computer vision topics, 90+% computer vision topics I have discussed just, and plus NLP topics, right? Advanced NLP topics or like state of the art NLP, I have discussed just with respect to research paper. So I'm like explaining a research paper itself over there, almost in everywhere. I did went till there. We'll go to there. That's great. Okay, fine. So we all are able to do it, right? And yeah, beyond research paper, first of all, reading a research paper is a fascinating thing. That's fine. But again, you will feel frustrated once you will not be able to understand this mathematics and many more things. So it's better to keep a balance of your like a theory plus practical, do a practical lot, try to work on the real things, work on the real projects more and more, uh, work on the system side more and more. Then if you will read out the research paper, because it's not like you will end up reading all the lakhs and lakhs of research paper. When you see, See, whenever I'm doing an implementation, so when I will go and read a research paper, it's not like I'll just go and read a research paper on a daily basis. No, just a random research paper. First of all, we try to plan that, okay, fine. So what we are trying to build. So once we will end up planning that, okay, this is something which I'm trying to build, then we try to like search, okay, so what and all things are required, what algorithms, what systems, what pipelines are required, and then we try to test it one by one, phase by phase, that what is the accuracy which I'm able to get, is it possible to see some better algorithm. Then we try to find out a research paper, we keep on finding a research paper, then we see whether GitHub code is available or not. If not, then we try to replicate those research paper, we try to convert those research paper with respect to a code. So this is how we read a research paper, right? Generally, people ask me, which research paper do you read? I think it's a wrong question. So it should be related to a problem statement. I have one question with respect to a standard scaler. After doing a feature selection, if we found a categorical data, can we do a standard scaler to convert the data? Standard scalar and categorical data, how these things are related. Standard scalar is something where you are trying to change the scale of the data set, you're trying to bring down in between the smaller scale with the smaller variations. And with respect to a categorical data, so we just try to do what, so we try to do maybe a conversion of categorical or representation of categorical into some sort of a numerical one, which is actually called as encoding, right? So with how these two things are related, I don't know. One is on feature and other is on output label. Yeah, like those two things are not even related, David. So if I'm repeating the question, but do we have a question related to a data algorithm available in our dashboard? I believe I have already kept it. Okay, so this is just about a decision tree. Sorry, this is just about the random forest. Shall we start stacking or shall we talk to our achiever first? Okay, talk to achiever, fine. Fine, guys. So please, it's a humble request, raise your hand. So people would love to talk to you, everyone. Yes. Subham, Syam, Nilesh. Yeah, please go ahead and guys. So you can just talk to them. You can ask any number of questions if you have. They are here to help you out, and for sure they will help you out. Yeah.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. Anshu.
Good afternoon, Subham. So yeah. So first of all, congratulations, Subham. So
Yeah,
on
thank
your
you, sir.
engineer role, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So let me brief you what I did to get the offer and how I cracked it. So I started applying from LinkedIn, Naukri, everywhere I could get my hands on. So I finally got an offer from this, call from this company, which were offering a totally deep learning role, uh, focusing completely on computer vision plus NLP. So, so my grasp was, in computer vision NLP, look, because I have practiced a lot of projects in NLP and computer vision. So I thought there's a chance for me for this. And so the questions were revolving around your computer vision and NLP. They asked me, what projects have you done specific to vision and NLP? Pick out any projects, start explaining from start, data extraction till deployment, and deployment strategies. So I picked first computer vision. It was detection plus tracking, object tracking using deep sort, and so it was SSD plus deep sort. So I
Yes.
started explaining him from the start, everything, every pipeline, how I build pipeline, how I process data, the model building process, the baseline model, where do you go about after building a baseline models, how you select a final model, and what were you looking for, basically mean average precision or recall. So I told him yeah, this is the problem statement for this domain. So I was trying to increase the precision for this. So how did you increase it, and data augmentation part, all of these things. And can you explain me how deep sort works internally?
Hmm.
So I told him there's a problem with if you just do detections, you cannot track the object because of occlusions if any background blurs occur. So what Kalman, so I told him about Kalman filters. Yeah. So Kalman filters, it tries to predict the trajectory of the object, and it keeps track of even if the object is some obstacle is there. So Kalman filtering, he was asking about other techniques. So I said that there's deep sort. They were sort first at the first, then there was some improvement, then deep sort came. So this was latest state of the art. And so yeah, he asked me about this, and he told me like what all algorithms you have used in detection. Can you name all these algorithms? So I started from RCNN till RCNN family, mask RCNN SSD mobile net, efficient net till YOLO V5. He said that no, can you explain me from starting how YOLO works?
Okay.
I was on fast track. I have seen your videos. Like you explain YOLO V1, V2, V3 from
Yeah,
starting.
so
From
complete
basics.
series of YOLO we have discussed again,
Yeah,
right? Starting from RCN till entire RCN family,
yeah,
we have discussed. Plus this carbon filtering, sort, deep sort, at
yeah.
least
Yes.
in brief. Okay.
So YOLO, he asked me how it works. You pass your image, it does convolution, then it generates basically anchor boxes and 298 bonding boxes in V1. So what you do to reduce these anchor boxes? So he was specifically looking for that non-maximal suppression.
NMS, yeah, which was
Yeah,
the
anyways,
core of YOLO, right?
yeah.
NMS.
He told me what is that algorithm that is used to reduce. So I told them it is NMS. He said like how does it work? How does it reduce? So I told him we sort it in decreasing order of the scores and we keep on filtering out if threshold IOU is less than 0.5. So yeah, he said yeah, stop. I know that you have done. Then he moved to segmentation. Then he told me like, can you explain any of the segmentation that you have used? So yeah, I remembered your mask RCNN. On top of faster RCNN, you put one parallel layer of this, to do the segmentation. That was this. So I explained mask RCNN. Then he moved to NLP, and he asked me like, what are things you have done in NLP? Told him like, I've done intent classification, text summarization. So he told me like, how would you go about building your own text summarizer? So I first explained, look, there are two types of summarizer, like abstractive and extractive. Abstractive is, little bit tricky to achieve that. It requires, a lot of state of the arts and a lot of data and all these things. So if I would have to build my own text summarizer, I will go with extractive text summarizer. Then he asked me like, how would you build it? Because without any models or like simple, if you have to use Spacey or text blob or something like that, how would you go about this? So I told him like, I'll pick some focus words and according to the domain, build a vocabulary. If that keyword is spotted, I will extract the sentence. If the frequency is, 2, 3 words are matching in a sentence, I'll take that sentence out and start building this summary. So that was NLP, and yeah, basically the questions were here. And from machine learning, he asked me like, how do you do PCA t-SNE and how PCA works? Can you explain me some kind of mathematics? So I told him like, there's we do service vector decomposition, and then we calculate eigenvectors, eigenvalues. Then we take the values in descending order because values will show you the maximum variation in the data. So that is a principal components. Then we can select from there, and we can basically project your higher dimension to lower dimensions. So like that, and he asked me like, what is the hyperparameter in the t-SNE? So I told him there's perplexity that you can play around. You can increase with your perplexity to 50, 100. And he told me like, if you have 1,000 features, like how would you visualize it? So basically that this question was regarding to t-SNE. So I told him like, I'll experiment with different perplexities, and whichever gives a good separation of data, I'll go ahead with this one. And for machine learning, he asked me like how k-means work. I told him like initialize points, it keeps on adjusting itself until and unless optimized Euclidean distances form kind of thing. And also like one project was kind of the detection also. He told me like, apart from cosine similarity, what are similarity measures can you think of? So I told him like distance measure is there, Manhattan, Euclidean. And if you want to find similarity between the vectors, let's say if you are building a face recognition model, it gives you some embedding vectors. So how do you compare it with existing vectors? So I told him cosine similarity is there, but he was asking for others. So I told him like this is the best results I can get with cosine similarity. So that was their question from that. And apart from this, like he was not asking questions because I was explaining everything from scratch. If he was picking some kind of models, yeah, he'd ask me about BERT also, right?
Which one? Which one?
BERT.
Okay, BERT.
Like, what is the difference between BERT? Exact one main difference between BERT and GPT.
Okay.
So I thought a little bit, and then I told him there's a major difference that BERT we randomly mask 15% of the words, and in GPT we mask words such that if you are focusing on fifth word, it can only see from 1 to 5. It cannot see words after 5. Question 5. So yeah, he said, yeah, I know. He told me like what all trainable parameters inside transformers are. So I told them there are 3 weight matrices for keys, queries, and values. Then if you have multi-headed attention, there's one more vector after that, that Z is generated. And he was asking for a formula for attention. That's softmax keys into values divided by under root dk into values. After I told him like he was satisfied, then he switched his topics like what are your hobbies kind of thing. Then he completely left the topic.
I believe he has asked everything, right? From CV, from like NLP, from ML. So all the side, and again, like core of all of these side he has touched. Because when person is talking about a deep sort kind of algorithm and like this one, like detections again inside a detection. So if person is talking about different like a variance of it, then person is talking about the difference between BERT and GPT. So I believe he's like talking about each and everything overall. So yeah,
Yes.
it was good, and you are able to remember all those questions. So yeah, I can just imagine.
Yeah, those fast track videos from Jivitesh, basically on NLP sites, and your computer vision videos. Like I just watched it like 2-3 times. And so for revision, I never made notes. What I used to do is, let's say I completed segmentation today. So what I'll do is I'll take a pen and paper. I won't open my laptop or anything. I'll just used to recall from first principles. Like detection is there, right? What you need, convolution you need. You need max pooling. That's it. You need convolution, max pooling. Everything can be done. There's some little bit tweak in architectures. And what all tweaks are there, right? In resonant, there are skipnets. Inception module is there. And kind of thing. I used to build this, my base from the first principles. So that's why I used to recall from the segmentation what all are there. If I can make architecture, what all specific algorithm it uses, like non-maximal suppression or some FPN layer or something like that. So I used to revise like that. So it was like on my fingertips. Even like he asked anything from deep learning, I'll just immediately answer him as possible.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like good. So anyone who have any questions with Subham for Subham? So anyone? Okay, so please try to ask a valid question. So yeah, you can raise your hand. Yeah.
Hello, Shubham. This is Sham here. First,
Shyam.
First of all, I would like to congratulate you. So the overall interview was very well, I guess. So my question is like, how you were preparing yourself? Like, are you a fresher or experienced person, working professional?
See, currently I'm a mainframe developer. I have 3.7 years of experience. So I have been working with COBOL for 3 years. So, but the thing is, I've done a very good project, internship project. That is warehouse safety management. So in that we have done a segmentation for the
Who was your lead, Subham?
I was the lead. Actually, my previous lead left.
From our side. From our side.
I worked with Paul initially.
Okay, Paul was.
Yeah, Paul is. Segmentation was involved, detection was involved, tracking was involved. We also had to count number of boxes that are coming in.
So are you talking about the parallel loading, counting, tracking?
Yeah, that's one.
Actually, I have when I was in, there is a story behind that project. So when I was working for Unilever, right?
Yeah.
So, we were trying to solve that problem, And in our office, so we were testing that with the Amazon boxes. We were testing it. Even Paul knows about it. Like Paul was available at that point of a time, right? When we were developing that solution. So we were testing it till night, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, sometime day in, day night, with all those pallet loading, counting, and then like a tracking on the pallet loader. Then there was a problem with the barcode. There was a problem with the edges that it detects when a box is trying to cross that particular mark. So even we have suffered a lot with that project, but finally we were able to develop a solution. So it took time because that problem that was like a heavy problem that we have received.
Yeah, there was one with the cameras. If you take pictures from one side, you can count boxes from one side only. Actually, there are 4 sides. If any one box is missing, it won't be detected by camera. One camera.
Actually, we have installed when we were testing. So we have installed camera from 3 sides. So 3 angles, like a side, both side, and then like a top view. So we were trying to capture so that we will be able to get a multiple frame so that we can increase the accuracy part in the system designing. So we were trying to do that, but yeah. So it was good to know that you are working in that on that particular like intensive project. So yeah, that's great. Please go ahead with your questions, Sandeep and Sam. Yeah, anyone? Not Narayan, I believe. Yeah, Narayan. Yeah, so please go ahead. I just unmuted you, all of you guys, like who have raised their hand.
Shubham?
Yeah, Narayan.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you really do the projects, NLP projects, computer vision project?
Yeah, NLP projects. NLP, there are mainly 8 to 10 tasks you can find out. Some of these tasks are built on top of one another, like keyword extractor, keyword spotter. Like we use you say hey Siri, hey Alexa. That's kind of keyword spotter, trigger words, and there is a text summarizer is there. Intent classification is there. So if you there's one project like a chatbot Megatron. If you see that project, it has used all the NLP and all the NLP tasks in that project. So if you try to understand that project, code by code, debug, put a debug on this when you start your project, and see like where the call is going from which function to which function, and which function is doing what thing. So in that case, way you will understand how flow is working, and you will understand the whole project. Just try to debug, the projects. You hit your UI and just debug.
So that's the reason Megatron, I think we have released even in our community edition, right? So Megatron is one where all the NLP task is used phase by phase, and that's the reason. So when we have given a session on Chris channel, that's 12 hours of session. So even over there, I talked about a Megatron, and we have shared a code and everything. That okay, fine. So those who would like to use, so they can try to like use it easily, right? So yeah, it's a good one actually. It's a very good one.
Yeah.
So
thank you, sir. All the best, sir.
So yeah, Nilesh, would you like to talk about yourself? So anyone is having question with Subham? So
Sudhan, sir?
yeah.
Sudhan, sir, is there anybody from non-technical background?
Don't say non-technical. What is called as non-technical? So now Subham has told you, right? He's from mainframe background, right? Now just ask him.
No.
You will try to compare mainframe. Forget about technical or non-technical. If you will ask a person from a mainframe, so again, mainframe is something which is completely different, right? You can't say that no, that is close to a technical or maybe that is close to a data science. It's not at all close to anything. And you are spending 6 months, you are spending years in a class, right?
I'm asking this question because the interviewer, the company will ask. That is why I'm asking.
Even see, Subham is also from a mainframe, right? So again, interviewer, if he will say that no, I'm from mainframe and then I'm trying to like get into this one, that will not help him, right? That is not going to help him. So there is nothing called as, again, shall I show you, again, we have already published so many testimonials, and there are so many people, not just one outlier I'm talking about, who have done that, right? It's just all about what you have done and what kind of things you are trying to represent, and then how comfortable you are in terms of talking about those things in an interview. It just depends upon that. It never depends upon if you're from non IT background, maybe you are from non-technical background. then we never say like it's not possible or it's like possible, because yeah, we know that it's possible. People are doing it. So it's simple, right? We should just know how to present ourselves. That's it. And this is what we do in a resume.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Ankit.
Shubham? Yeah, Ankit.
I think there is some background noise we are receiving from Ankit's side. Right. So maybe we can go ahead with the next question, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, the thing is, I joined the course on September, and previously I'd done a course of simple learning, but I didn't find it satisfying. So I just wanted to know one thing: if I do the fast track and not the pre-recorded classes, this session, will I miss out anything, sir?
See, like it just depends upon you. We have already covered everything even over there. And when I take even that is my live class recording, right? So it's not like this is something called as pre-recorded. That live class recording we have given to you as it is, right, in a raw form. So, and when I take classes, so I simply add new things. I keep on changing my approach, right? The way I used to teach. So in that classes, the recording which is available to you. So over there, if you check, I've not even written a single line of a code. So I'm just talking about a code. I'm showing you code. I'm doing a multiple experiments over there. But here in your classes, so I have not used any kind of a pre-built notebook. So here I'm trying to type each and everything. So, and plus I'm trying to add something new each and every time. Some new experiments I keep on doing. So yeah, even I'm learning. So whatever I learn, I just try to implement it in your class.
Okay, so I can do the fast track. It won't affect, no, sir.
It won't affect. So as far as your interview is concerned, as far as your preparation is concerned, right? So yes, it is not going to affect.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so that's can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Shumam, hi. So this is Ankit. So first of all, congratulations from my side, Shumam, for getting
Thanks, Ankit.
offer. So Shubham, like I am at your stage only. So I am also a mainframe developer and being 3+ years of mainframe developer. So first of all, like I want to ask, like, did you made any project from your side or have included like it's linked to from your domain side, like you're working in a mainframe, like maybe insurance or banking or XYZ domain. So have you included any such projects or you have made out of context projects only? Like that's what I'm asking.
I picked only projects from dashboard. That's it. Domain doesn't matter. If you are able to, explain your project, that's it. Nobody will ask you anything.
Yeah.
Which domain have you worked on this one?
Okay. Yeah,
But you
that's
should
great.
be very good with your projects. What you are picking, he will ask each and everything.
Exactly. I got your point. Yeah. Thank you, Shubham.
Yeah, hi Shubham.
Hi Sandeep.
Yeah, so did you face any question regarding MLOps or something?
Yeah, ML ops. He asked me like have you done any ML ops? So yeah. So I told him basically Dockers, Dockers Kubernetes, and if you make your model, what you do first, we create a Docker file, then you push it to Docker Hub, then from there, Kubernetes try to make plus, containers, and then it try to do the load balancing automatically. So if you can say go on this Docker side also, or you can go to AWS side also. You just make your, this proc file and just upload to GitHub, and from there you can do the MLOps part. Directly push, spin up a EC2 server. So there are two ways like this, and Docker side and this also AWS side. So it depends on you how we have done it. So you can go both the sides. He won't ask much on deployment side. He will ask you like, if you are using a model, how will you use it? Like, did you use in batches or online, online training kind of thing? So my use case was, we were getting the data like overnight, and we used to make a batch of it and do the batch predictions. So I told you that way. Get the results and send to the client.
Okay. And Shubham, one more question. Like you told, like you are remembering the models and like remembering the concept and writing in the paper. So how you are revising? Like suppose you completed NLP and now you are going to other one like in CNN. So how you are like, what is the difference between the days to revise the concept?
Okay, so let me give you an example NLP. Now I'm in this level, like I can revise all the NLP in 2.5 hours. So let me explain you why. Like, let's say I pick up a pen and paper. So I'll start with NLP. Like, what is NLP? It relates, generally to text. So if you have text, what you do in the first place? If you have data, you pre-process it. So what NLP has, bag of words, DFIDF, and bag of words, TF-IDF, word to vec is there, where you can convert your text to vector form. Those are those techniques. Then you come to the specific architecture that was designed basically for text. That is your RNN. RNN, you see RNN, it has hidden states, basically unraveling over time. So it's like one layer, but you pass your inputs over time, like time step 1, time step 2, and also like how back propagation over time occurs. That is also important. Then what is a disadvantage of RNN? Right? It cannot handle longer sequences. So after that, what came? LSTM came to overcome this, to vanishing gradient. So how LSTM works? It has three input layers: forget gate and input gate, output gate. Also, LSTM cannot handle much larger sequences. Then comes your encoder decoder. Like encoder decoder, basically used in machine translation tasks. So encoder was also not perfect. That came your attention 2017 from Google. So attention how it works. It tries to generally focuses on some words, before and after, and tries to make sense of this, within a sentence. So after attention comes your self-attention. How self-attention works? It tries to see the words in the vicinity itself, the sentence itself. If you have one sentence, it will, if like this. If I give you example, the animal didn't cross the street because it was too tired. If you see the it.
So what I feel is you are able to remember the entire video line by line. This is what I'm feeling as of now.
Correct. Same.
Yeah, because if you watch the video, same way, same sequence, I have followed, same line I said. I'm just trying to watch my own lecture. Someone is just trying to dictate the same thing which I have given. Yeah, please go ahead. But yeah, this is what I'm feeling as of now.
No, Shubham, got you. And just one question from Sudhanshu. Can I ask Sudhanshu?
Yeah, please.
So like Sudhanshu, like he told, and he have kind of good knowledge only, but like he will suffer, no? Like once he will get into new environment, kind of.
No, not at all. See, that's the reason. You first of all, you are not going to suffer. So people like Subham, so who is having this much of knowledge, right? So and those who he has already done a project as well in an internship, right? All those things he has done, he has implemented by himself. He was a lead. He was handling those projects. He has delivered it. So it's like I don't think that he will suffer. Instead, I can say that he will help others. A team members or a person who is already working in his team since last 2 or 3 years. So people like him always helps those people who is already working as a data scientist inside an industry. This is what I have seen from my experience. So I don't think so. Even if he is going to suffer or he needs some help, we have Achiever Group.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
In that case, we'll see how we can help, right? So that's the reason. So recently I have created this group, not I think 3 month maximum or 4 month, I don't remember exact date, right, when I have created this Achiever Group, so that if if person want, they can join this one, so that we will be connected personally, and then whenever we want any kind of a help from each other, so we can help each other. So that was the idea. So I don't think that person like Suham never needs help of anyone, and person like him, so yeah, he will help. I don't think he needs help.
Excuse me, Sudhanshu. What is the group?
Sorry?
What is that group?
No, that is the Achiever Group. So that is just for them who have. I've shown you that this one, right?
Okay.
In my live classes, that WhatsApp group. So it's a WhatsApp group. So it's just like a Achiever Group for achievers. So where if people are looking for some sort of a post assistance, right, after joining a job, even in that case, we will be there. We will try to help. We'll try to discuss first of all. And again, in most of the cases, I have seen that it's not required. But yeah, so we have a group for that. even to help people after job. So because we always believe in one mentality, one mindset, that once we are connected for forever. So in this way. Okay, any questions? So yeah, Nilesh, we have Nilesh as well. So Nilesh, would you like to say something? We have Rikesh.
Hi, Sanchu. Uh, Hi, Sudhanshu. And hi, all. First of all, congrats, Shubham, for your new
You,
position.
Nilesh,
Yeah, thank you.
you as
Thank
well.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so my journey for the data science did not start with joining Aniron. In fact, if I'll tell you my joining journey, so you'll be say that you are a very slow learner. My journey starts from 2018.
Okay.
Data science. Yeah. So at that time, I got about this data science that, okay, this is a new thing which is coming up. So I started learning by myself. So from past 2 years, I had almost like learned properly all the, at least the traditional ML algos, whatever we are doing right now. So yeah, so this has been done, but yes, my main aim to join this particular course, Aniron, is my the pathway what I had was not structured, and the iNeuron has the course which has been structured. So, and this is the one thing. The other thing is now I know what to do between 3 to 6 p.m. on Saturday to Sunday. Before that, I never used to study, never used to do anything. It just goes anyways. And for 90% of the people, what I observe is that 3 to 6 post lunch that just goes like sleeping or doing nothing. Everyone starts working after 6 or 7, whatever they want to do, any activity. So now I'm like extracting the best information from that particular time slot, which is very good for me. And I think for all the others, whoever are doing currently in this project, in this course. So yes, so I have so yes, so then when I have joined this course, so I just go on along with the course, whatever it was going. Plus, yes, I religiously followed whatever Sudhanshu has said to us, not me, said to us. So I have religiously just followed it. Really book is like the Bible. Just mark my words, it's really a Bible. You have to study, you have to go through it. So I have gone to that book, the first part. It's in 2 parts, the TensorFlow and the ML course. So in the ML course part, I have almost gone 2 to 3 times. So I just like, it's printed on my mind what to say in the interview, like how to say, how to frame your answers. If you know the ML goals and all those things, it's very good. If you don't know, you can go through the book. You'll be able to understand. So I have, but whenever I have my interviews anywhere. So before that, I just go through that book. So I have already like highlighted the main points and all those. The way we study in our colleges, in the same way I did it. So I just mark my all the important points and all the things, whatever I have to do it. So just before the interview, on the interview day, just I take 2 hours to like study everything. It take me 2 hours to revise everything. So yes, it's that book is very good. You should go through that book, and if you have not started yet, please start today. You'll be able to complete in 2 months, and you'll find you'll like, it's a playful thing if you go through that book. The examples are very easy, and yes, of course, it was the explanation given by Sudhanshu and the other team members, however they are giving the explanations and all. So yes, that you can easily relate to the O'Reilly book, the book which Sudhanshu has said. And yes, so after that I started applying. So the again of second objection was my resume. So my resume was not that good, so it did not get selected many other times in the previously. So then I thought of what to do, and like, what should I do it? And seriously, for my personal experience, resume building is the last thing I would try. I will love to do. I'll try to do, because it's like I get very bored whenever I build my resume. But yes, that is the first part. You should do it, and I have experienced after wasting 2 years of my life. Or else, if I would have built my resume before, and maybe then I would have got before only these offers, maybe. So yes, please work on your resume part. and yes, go try to do the practicing. I try to practice the programs on the daily basis, like whatever assignments has been uploaded. So at least I try to do one assignment, 5 programs each day. So it takes me 2 to 3 hours. So that's it. So you will be brushing up with your Python skills. So I have been interviewed 2 to 3 places. I have given the interview. So and in the company which I have got, so there they in all the interview rounds they have touched each and every point in the Python programming, in the ML algos, in the deployment, everything. I mean, they will just touch all the points. They'll, if they are not trying to go to depth, they will touch. They'll try to touch. Like for example, for my Python, they asked about immutability differences on the, and again on the lambda function. What is the difference between lambda and the normal function? These are the Python questions. Then again, they will ask about predict the output. Again, they will try to do, they will try say you to do share the screen and do live coding on that itself. For one of my interviews, they have asked they have given me all the independent libraries, whatever they have, and asked me to open the Jupyter notebook and do this, make this model, predict it, do the PCA, all those things on the live coding. So yes, you should have the hands-on for that. So I have practiced it before, and does those things. And yes, so yes, it's all about the practice. As Sudhanshu and everyone says, there's no shortcut to success. You have to practice, and you will grow and grow and grow more. Yes, that
Right,
was all
Nilesh?
my story.
Thank you, Nilesh. So any question to Nilesh? Anyone would like to raise their hand? Please raise a hand. And
Thanks,
please
Nilesh.
go ahead with the question.
Congrats,
Nilesh.
Am I audible, Nilesh?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. First of all, I congratulate you. I
Thank
wanted
you.
to ask what you were doing wrong in your CV, like in your resume, that you came to
Yes.
realize.
So in my resume, what I was doing wrong in the starting is I was putting the Kaggle projects. It's
Okay.
like the very common mistakes which people try to do in the starting. You cannot put like I was putting projects on the iris dataset. So this was one of the most blunder thing, because in the very initial stages I did not know. And
Okay.
iris is something, it's like if you know about ML, you know about the iris dataset.
So
So yeah.
my question is how you have prepared your resume, like from where you have taken a references or someone has helped you out to prepare a resume. So how is it?
Okay, so for my resume preferences, Sudhanshu, I took help of the projects which you have posted in your dashboards. So yes, about those things, plus the how you are doing the deployment, and yes, thanks to Rajesh, who in the last class, Rajesh and Vijay, who has given sessions on the CI/CD pipeline, because that day I learned from the class, and then I just studied a little bit more about next 2 to 3 years. And fortunately, I was being asked about the CI/CD pipelines
Okay.
in my interviews. So yes, so
And they have
thanks
asked,
to
so they have asked CHD pipeline, they have asked about some MLOps as well.
yes, yes, they have asked about, like I will say, in deployment they did not go to depth, but yes, they asked, have you done do you know about the deployments and all? So yes, you should have the basic knowledge. You cannot,
Even
obviously we cannot say no at least.
even Subham said the same thing, right? Subham, so I think even in your case, so they have touched this particular part.
Yes.
That's Sudhanshu. They were asking about Dockers, Kubernetes, and kind of things.
They're asking about these things, right? Yeah, that was the
Yes.
reason. So we have changed the syllabus. So when we were designing your syllabus, right? So we were receiving this kind of a sentiments that now people are asking. They are not just restricted to our deployments. They are even asking beyond these things, because yeah, it's true. Even nowadays we are using these things in all the projects. So that's the reason. So we have included this part that okay, this time. So let's include and do with this, because demand is high. So for sure we have to increase our supplies as well in that way.
So
Yeah.
Yes, like if you see, if you just go along the JD, obviously the JD includes, the job description includes many of the things, but like some of the things like ML deployment, if it is not included, but yes, you still know, because any of the interview, they will not just close your interview at all, only the ML algorithms and all. They'll try to check if all the pipelines you know or not, at least that. So deployment and all, the you should be familiar on that. The other thing is, I would try to suggest whenever you are getting the interview, after just the interview, just try to write list down all the questions, whatever you have been asked, because trust me, it will help you. Because it has helped me. Because some of the times your interview questions gets repeated, and that is the golden point which you can take advantage of in your next interview, and that I have taken advantage of, because I have been asked one or two questions which was repeated twice. So yes, list down all the questions. Even actually, whatever interviews I have given, I have listed down all the questions, and I have also given the link to Sudhanshu to help the others to contribute.
Yeah,
I wanted to
Nilesh.
contribute to others.
Yeah, so Nilesh is the one who has created this entire interview question series company wise, right, Nilesh?
No, Sudhanshu, not that one. Today, I have given the link for the Just Taste.
Okay.
It was whatever interview I had given, whatever questions what I was being asked. So I had given to 3 to 4 companies, two to 3 companies, and all those questions I have sent it to via link. So if that can help to others, that would be great.
Okay, okay. So please do send me. I think there was one more Nilesh we have, and he has helped me out.
I have sent you the link just now.
Okay, so when I was okay, so justpace.com.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, fine. I'm pinging you his link. So whatever questions which was asked, so Nilesh has done a very good job. So he has.
Yes. So if you go through that, most of the questions, many of the questions were scenario based, and yes, you cannot neglect probability. They were surely going to ask from the probability direct questions. Direct means the problems. I mean, the numerical problems which you have done in the past in your mathematics and all.
Shall I create
So,
one video, Nilesh, on this one if you permit?
yeah, it would be great. In any way, if it can help others, it would be great.
Okay.
Because I also got help from you guys from the open source community, so it's me for my time to give it back.
Sure. I'll try to do that. Then I'll try to create one video. Don't worry, so I'll not take your name, so we don't take name unless and until people are not agree.
No, it's okay. Fine.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hi. I have a question. You are just saying that you are doing daily practices. So practices in Python, normal programming practices or machine learning, any specific hyperparameter tuning or something like that you are working on?
No, not like that, Sarat. See, my basic schedule would be at least Python programming at any cost. You have 24 hours in your day. At any cost, at least Python programming for me was a must. I have to do it. However, whenever I just get that time, I will do it. So one assignment per day, I used to do it. And other than that, whatever studies you do about the machine learning, and then yes, I have gone through that O'Reilly book, and that also helped me a lot, as I already stated before. So there was Python programming was fixed for every day for me. I will take out some time around 2 to 3 hours to complete one assignment, and then just move on. So that helped me, and that helped me because in any of the interviews, if you go, you will be getting technical rounds. You have to do live coding, share your screen, not like coding and showing the output, but yes, at least the pseudocode, at least write the pseudocode in a Pythonic way, so that the interview knows that you know the Python and you can build the logic. So if you go to the interview link, whatever I have given, so there from that you can get to know, okay, Python coding has been asked.
Okay, and I have one more query. While preparing your resume, have you, based on GD, have you prepared your projects, or you have prepared like 5 or 6 projects and then you're applying on based on that only? Means how many projects you have done so far? If it is okay.
Yeah, it's okay to ask. For me, I had done some mini projects, but those projects were very basics in the starting, I'm saying. Recently, then I had consulted the projects from iNeuron dashboard itself. And yes, I had gone through these projects line by line, even in that depth, so that if anyone asked me at any point of time, I would be able to answer why this line has been written in that particular program. Because in some of my interviews, they were asking about if you have done something or not, and I said about you can go to my GitHub, but then they said you can if you can show me the project right now. So yes, be prepared for those things. Be at least prepared for one project which you can showcase at that particular moment itself, and they can ask anything. They wanted to just check what form of coding you are trying to do. It's just like normal Jupyter notebook coding, which is not actually is not correct. You should be, as Ransh also said, you should be doing coding in a modular form, and they will be checking that. Okay, that so the candidate is good at the programming and you know how to structure it, programs, and how to do the structuring of the complete project.
And
So
with
all the things
deployment
like
also.
yes,
With deployment and
yes, with deployment, with complete deployment.
With complete deployment. Okay.
Yes.
But CI/CD pipeline you have not touched, and just explain it how you have like how we have done it for DVC. That's why.
No, after the class, after that thing, I mean, after that session, I had tried by myself. So not completely 100% I was able to achieve, but yes, I try to go through the 2 to 3 hours more from the internet and every other resources which I can get, other than the community session which is available on the iNeuron channel. And then I try to implement it, and I try to implement 60 to 70%, but then I got to know, okay, what to do and how it can work. So if at that moment, if the interviewer will ask me, I will be able to answer in little bit of depth at least.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes,
Thank you
it
very
helped
much.
me. Yes. Thank
You
you.
have explained it quite well. That's there. These are the few queries I have. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Excuse me, Nilesh. You are
Hi,
talking
Abhishek.
about hi. You are talking about assignments. So where are the assignments only the one given in iNeuron, or you used another source also?
No, mostly I have given, like I already said, I'm doing programming from like past. I've started my DS career from 2018. So that time also I used to do, but then when I went to this course, I have gone through this course. So now I have the questions to prepare. I did not to go anywhere. I have the questions where I just can open any one of the assignments and you can go. So currently what I was doing, I was going through the iNeuron assignments, and yes, that helped me to be to have a good programming practice. So that was a good programming practice you can do at least.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay, so we have Pradeep and Hrishikesh as well. So Pradeep, would you like to say something? And Hrishikesh, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, sir. First of all, thank you.
So
Hey,
I'll
right.
start with you, Hrishikesh, first of all. Hrishikesh, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So right now, I'm in final year of my engineering from computer science from Pune University, and I think in December I was from the 21st number ML batch. I ask you a question: should I prepare for the software role like for service company like TCS Wipro? Then that time you told me, no one will prepare for that. First, start preparing for this and go with the course. And then as you know, in final year no one will give you a full-time opportunity, and that's why I applied for the internship, and this one is the first internship that I applied, and luckily I got selected. And in the interview first I applied in the first round. They have given the first round is a MCQ test in which they have asked us 50 questions, and some of question from data science, some of question from cloud, some of question from aptitude, and some are from basic programming. And the second round, they has given me a project to create a model. The data set is around, I think, 24,000. And I have to create a machine learning model, and the data set is time series data set. And then at that time I know about what is ARIMA, and then I go through the recording which is already available in the dashboard. Then I explore, and they have given me the 5 tasks and 5 days. And they asked me for each task they have given me 1 day. Then I explore what is ARIMA and how it's work, and then after 5 days I created the project and submit to him. Then the interview was 2 rounds. In first round they are only focus on my project. I have to explain each and every line why you do this, I have to explain each and every line, and they will ask me why you use this model, what is the meaning of auto-regressive. And actually, I'm fresher, that's why I think they are only focused on my machine learning part. They ask some question about, do you know about deep learning or computer vision, or what the different model you can use in this? Then I told him, yeah, I know what the STLM we can use for this, but I have no idea about it. Then okay, no issue. Then in my second round, the second interview with the company seniors, they are from the company is employer. And in that, they ask first on the same on the project part, and they ask the basic question of machine learning. They why you use this model? They what if you have given me some more time, then how to improve your model, and they how to check your accuracy of the model, and so many questions, basic question from the machine learning. Why you use statics? What is the benefit of this? And after that, it switch to a basic question of OOPS and DSA. Because for fresher, I think, and they ask me question of gives OOPS and DSA, and also they ask, do you know what is modular programming? How to achieve it? Yeah, do you know what competitive programming? And after and then basic question, not even in depth, they ask, and I answer I think most of the question, and the internship is for 1 year. And right now I'm working as a data engineer role. In the first, they'll provide me it's a basic training on PySpark. That's why I also asked the interview recording of PySpark, and also in the Skype team, they told me in few days it will be available in your dashboard. Am I waiting for that? And that's what the thing. Not even this normal question. And they also said after 1 year, if it was good, then we will convert into full time.
Yeah, you are fresher, right? So in like
Yes,
a
sir.
7th semester.
Yeah.
That's great, use case. So that's a good one. I think many people used to ask me like whether freshers are able to get something or not. So I believe this is the answer, right? A latest answer from your side. They will be able
Yes.
to.
And one thing, sir, one of my colleague is also from iNeuron. I think he joined in ML-DL batch. When I introduced myself, then after the meeting, he pinged me. You are also from iNeuron. Well, yes, I am also from the DL batch, ML-DL batch. This is the
So
things.
your colleague, your senior in some of the company, you will meet your directors, even they are from Hindno itself. So recently, like these things has happened many times, but even recently these things have happened. I think 1 or 2 years back. So even their directors are from high neurons, right? So it's like, yeah, like it's pretty much common nowadays. So I mean,
Yes, sir.
people love.
Congratulations, Siddharth.
Sorry, Narayan?
Congratulations.
Yeah, so actually I'll tell you one recent event. So this has happened, right? So our students, or you can say our people, are going for an interview, and yes, so in between an interview, so somehow they're able to see some wrong things, or maybe they have asked, and then they said, okay, fine, even I'm from Iron, so no need to take further question, it's fine, let's wrap it up and then close your profile. So this things happen many times. This kind of instances happen because in almost all the companies which is in India at least, right? So most of the companies you will be able to find out someone from at least, I know, you can even check our profile like LinkedIn. So almost everyone is associated. So yeah, it's
Very
a good thing.
important milestone has been crossed.
Sorry.
By Siddharth. Very important milestone has been crossed by Siddharth.
Yeah, so somehow we are able to provide those things which is required actually to our industry, not just for the learning purpose. And that's the reason, so we keep on connecting with the like everyone, right? So and as a like a edtech company, so company doesn't create a R&D division or a development division, but we have that as well. So I think we are able to leverage some sort of advantage from there. That is the main point, right? Where I see that, okay, fine, so we are able to introduce all those new things, new concept, new aspects apart from the regular learning things. So yeah, we'll keep on doing these kind of things for sure, because what I personally feel is these things is required now. So the way we were learning before is not good enough. It's not a good way to like learn at least a technical stuff, right? If you are like maybe into something else, it's fine, but if you are into a technical, so you have to first of all adopt that environment in which you are going to work or for which you are preparing yourself, then things will be easy. Then and again, making a transition is not a big deal. This is what I feel. So if you are ready a little bit, I think, yeah, you will be able to get a chance easily. So this is my thought. Again, it's my personal thought. This is what I have felt. This is what I have done in my life. 3 times transition, SAP to big data to complete data science. So yeah, so I'm just trying to replicate the same thing over here in my batches.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. This
When
is
Brigadier Signature Tower will be ready?
Sorry.
When Brigadier Signature Tower will be ready for us?
I'm not able to get your word clearly. Can you please repeat again? I think.
Brigadier Signature Tower will be ready for us. When?
Okay, so it's available even now. You can come. So it's fine. Signature Tower is ready for you.
Okay, thank you.
If you would like to come tomorrow, you can come tomorrow. I don't have any issue, right?
Okay.
There is a seat. You can come and sit comfortably. So yes, we have updated our Google Map as well, right? So search anyone, you will be able to get a Google Map. Even some of the students have already visited last week. All right. You all are welcome all the time. I don't have any kind of issue. We actually love this kind of like a initiative, and we actually love this kind of things where you will come and work and then you will learn, because you are trying to make a transition into a technical things, right? So only theoretical things or learning is not sufficient. I'm the first one who will agree always with this. So I can't say no if you are coming to like office.
Sir, after 2 or 3 months, I will be there because right now we are working from home, and
Yeah.
my office is also in Bangalore. Then definitely I will meet and come to visit.
Anytime you can come, and actually people comes to our office. Like this is a regular habit. So before pandemic, so there were so many people who used to come to our office. They will sit like till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock morning, right? After their offices, then they will come again after completion of their office. They used to work. That was a pretty much regular thing. So it's nothing new for us. At least for iNeuron, right? These things, this kind of a culture is not new at all. So we have already adopted this culture in between just because of pandemic. So we were not able to promote it, or I was not able to talk about it because office was closed, and we all were working from home. But now we are in a situation to talk about the same thing. So yes, you all are welcome. It's completely fine.
And one request, sir, please upload a big data recording in the dashboard as soon as possible.
Yeah, even I have requested my team, and maybe they are like too much busy because of that.
Yes. It will be very helpful for me.
I have done the same request to my team.
Yes, sir. I go through some of the recording in the YouTube. I think some of the YouTube recording are uploaded in the Chris sir channel.
Yeah, my recordings are provided.
I go through all the videos.
Yeah, my recordings, some of my recordings are provided, but not all the recordings are there.
Yes, sir.
Right, on Chris channel. So
Only 15 video.
yeah, I'll just like ask again, request my team members. Sometimes even I have to request, right? I can't command them because they are also a part of my team, right? So it's like a mutual respect.
Yes.
Sudhanshu, how many years of experience do you have in the company as an employee?
Mine, you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so see, my first company was Wipro, my second company was Deloitte, my third company was Verizon, my fourth company was EY, Ernst and Young. So my last post was a lead in EY. So I was working for a client called as Unilever. I think everyone knows about Unilever because Unilever is catering the entire world. And when I was a part of Verizon, so Verizon has recently acquired the Yahoo. So Yahoo, I think we all know about Yahoo. We all know about Verizon as well. So Verizon has acquired Yahoo, and Verizon has created a lab. So for our autonomous car division. So I was working for that in that particular lab when I was a part of Verizon. When I was a part of Deloitte, so I was working majorly for a Mercedes-Benz client, and it was not a service kind of a project. It was a complete development that we have received. So yeah, that was a my journey. So first I have joined as a SAP consultant. I was working into a Fiori UI5, Benarto and HANA, a little bit of ABAP. And then in Deloitte, so it was a complete big data plus over there. So in between, some part of our data science, you can say. And at that point of time, data science was very, very new. Then Verizon, complete data science and complete pipelining, complete product development, complete product building. In EY, so it was a complete solution designing, right? So I was just I never written a code in EY, so not even a single line. Yeah. Yeah, not even a single line when I was in UI. So when I was working with, because my job was like a lead and I was like in terms of designing each and everything. So I was kind of a complete like a solution designer over there. So end to end, and yeah, but the advantage was, so in parallel, so I was working in multiple projects. I believe 8 to 9 projects was running under me, a variety of projects. So I was the one who has designed this entire thing. So industry experience wise, so 6 year complete back to back, and startup wise it's 5 year or more. So when I was working at that point of a time, I was having some other startup. I was an employee of a company, plus I had my own startup. Then in 2019 October, I joined iNeuron, and iNeuron was founded on 9th August 2019. Right, so I founded iNeuron on 9th August 2019, and then I joined my own company after 4 months, I believe. Yeah, I left my job and then I joined, then back to back. But yeah, there was an overlap. So before, this is my not a first startup, so this is my like a second startup. So before that, I was running another startup.
Great, great.
That is like my journey.
One more question, not related to the technical. Do you really don't know what is? Have you played cricket? Have you watched cricket match? Really, you did not watch cricket match?
Sorry. I think there is.
Have you ever watched cricket match? Cricket.
No, in my, so actually I don't know how to like play a cricket. So I really don't know. It's like yeah, like everyone's, India is a country where people love cricket a lot. But in my entire life, I never watched till day. So it's a record that I've never watched one single cricket match. I don't even know a rule. I know about players. Obviously, there are some like a very famous players, right? So I know some name, but not all. Some famous name I know, and yeah, I don't know rules and regulations. I never played cricket by myself. But yeah, that is not a factor. So playing or not playing something is fine. So I play some other game, like I play volleyball sometime, not frequently again, maybe because of time constraints. So yeah, I love playing chess, but I believe it's been more than 2 to 3 years. I have even touched a board, and yeah. So basketball again, no, I don't know how to play a basketball. So yeah, there is a basketball in my campus here in my society, but I don't know, like yeah, I just sometimes whenever we walk, right, so I'll just go and like I'll try to shoot, but never happened. So I was not able to shoot even a single goal or whatever. So I'm really bad with games.
Sudhanshu sir,
Not really bad, very bad.
Sudhanshu sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, one thing you were talking regarding transitions. My past experience was in power plant actually. Okay, and the only programming part, like they're not even programming, the logic part was PLC and DCS. Now you say transition is possible. Like okay, so is there any way I can integrate my past experience, or do I apply as a fresher when I switch to data science?
Yeah, so I think Sumam was talking about his internship project, right? So Sumam was talking about a pallet loading, counting, and tracking. That was a project which we had defined for a warehousing, right? And again, similar kind of a project, even you can write and you can explain inside your resume for a manufacturing plant, because that happens. That is related, completely related with this one. So I believe if you can sit with Subham can explain you his project, right? He can give some sort of a KT, because that was a project in which I was working. So I know the scope of that project. I know how and how powerful that particular project is, and in what in all context you can try to use that project. So I think in your context, it's like a completely relatable. And yeah, so even Paul, so Gansu Paul will be able to discuss about it, because our complete team, because they all are aware about this project, my team. So yes, that is how you can write it down, and that is how you can express your
Okay. So sir, when I apply for a job, like what category, like 3 to 5 experience, 1 to 2 experience? Because frankly speaking, I have been studying data science for the last 2 years. First, I joined Simply and I wasn't satisfied there. So what category I should apply for? 5 to 8 experience, 1 to 2 experience? Like there are many job listings, na?
See, you have to apply. Let's suppose you have 5 years, so you have to apply for 5 years, right? It's not like you are going to showcase 2 3 year data science, so you will apply just for 2 3 years. No, So whatever like a number of year experience which will be written inside a JD, job descriptions of any companies. So always try to consider that as a complete year, means the number of year you have spent in an industry. What you were doing doesn't matter, right? Whether you are doing XYZ or maybe ABC, doesn't matter at all. So just go after that number. Again, you have to express yourself. Maybe in a resume you are showing 3 year, and then past 2 year you were working into something else, and then since last 3 year you are working for this particular role. So I think in this way you will be able to express yourself. But yeah, while applying, so try to consider a whole year of experience.
So will it affect my final like package the company is offering, the past experience?
No, so see, the thing is, whenever you're trying to showcase your past experiences, so I generally discuss these things in my resume discussions, that try to relate with the data, not a data science, because data science, data is not just about a data science. There are other factors also which come, right? So even Excel, even like a SQL sort of a queries kind of a things, even some basic analytics, or maybe something which is related to a data you are working. But yeah, you are working for this 2 year, maybe related to some sort of a data or a client where you are trying to understand multiple like business scenarios which you can relate to a data, just in that way. Right? So your past experience you are supposed to focus. I think that is like a more than enough, and they will not even focus. But if you're saying that no, I'm working in a core manufacturing and then I'm trying to jump into this one, that will create an issue, right? Then people will start focusing more and more on that 2 year instead of focusing on your recent 3 year, right? So never give this kind of a chance, or never mention anything which will create this kind of a point from your resume.
Okay, thank you.
Interview is all about discussion between two persons, right? So, and there is a way to handle a discussion always.
Hello, sir. I belong to architecture background. Like I worked as an architect for 2 years. So if you talk about like the question is similar to the previous question, but if you talk about data, we won't be getting, like any kind of data, because it's all creative and kind of work.
Yeah, again, in computer vision, we don't get a data set at all. As of now, we are talking about a data, we'll get a data, this data, that data, but the reality is in computer vision, we don't get a data. In NLP, mostly we don't get a data. That's fine. In many projects, even in civil engineering project, where there was a problem statement on which we were working on. So let's suppose there is a map, and there is a map, there is a diagram which is given to you, and we have to estimate that what is a man hour which is required so to complete this entire structure, and what is like an investment that we are supposed to do over here, or cost per unit we were supposed to estimate. We were even supposed to estimate like a number of days over there based on the architectural solution, architectural design. So we were working on that project a long time back, and these kind of projects nowadays, I believe many people are working on these kind of projects. Nowadays many companies are building this kind of solutions for civil engineering. So if we were not receiving in kind of a data as such that we are using the kind of a data that we are using over here inside a machine learning. So it just depends upon the problem statement. It's completely fine, and just in a domain in which you are contributing as of now.
So how can I use that kind of experience in data science?
First, try to learn code till at least ML, right? I think we'll be in a better position to discuss. We both.
Okay.
Yeah, and anyhow, we have this Monday session, Monday to Friday session, right? So even we can discuss. Just feel free to discuss. Yeah. So I think this is a question like I should you should ask to like everyone. We have Pradeep as well. So yeah, Pradeep, would you like to share your experience?
Yes, sir. So first of all, congratulations to all the achievers.
And to you as well, Pradeep.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, I have made internal transition.
I saw internal plus Wipro, but it is on hold.
Yes, sir. Actually, in Wipro, they said that the recruitment process is freeze. So I don't know exactly what is the means their process. So I am not considering that particular offer. So I'm considering right now. I have done an internal transition only. So there was some requirement in my company. Actually, they are hiring some external, looking for external profiles. So I talked about I have done some courses and I am learning from iNeuron. So I convinced my HR to take interview. So first of all, means in first go, she directly means deny my request, and after 2 or 3 times, then she was ready to take an interview. In first round, the panel gave me a this data set, and they said that this is the data set and do whatever you want. Means they doesn't actually I'm from support project. That's why means they are thinking that this particular person don't know anything about programming. So they said that whatever you have learned, just do it in front of that panelist. So I have done means from starting to end, like pre-processing part, EDA part, and model building, and then accuracy, and plot some graphs like what is the error rate, and all these things I have done in that particular time. There was time of 45 to 1 hour. So I have done all these things. Then they means schedule an interview. Then in that particular interview, they asked means instead of what type of question, means instead of what is this or what is that, they asked like why we use this, when we use this type of question. And I was at that time I was very means I was capable to answer these type of question. And they means they said that after that particular interview, if you will consider for this particular role, we will not give any hike to you. But yesterday I received a mail. They means in that particular mail, my new position and my new hike was written in that particular letter. So the hike was 65%.
That is amazing. That is amazing, Supradeep. So congratulations. Yeah, it's good.
Thank you,
What
sir.
what was the process for Wipro? So what has happened over there?
Sir, actually, they have means I have given 3 round of interview, then 1 MR, and then HR. After HR round, when I asked about my offer letter, then that particular HR, the recruitment HR, told me that the process is freezed now. So I will consider when it will unfreeze. So till then you are on hold. So means I don't know what is the means.
Okay.
It means the like freeze process means.
No issue, but transition, right? So yeah, it's fine. So process, let them like do their process. It's completely fine. So Sai is asking, going to do my masters next year. This course helped me to learn this thing. I'm almost done with one internship project along with the requirement. Can you please tell me the necessary things that are stronger and scholarship and how to prepare LOR for minor? Yeah, so for LOR, Sai, so you can just write a mail to us, right? And maybe you can CC me, or maybe you can try to, just CC me in that mail for LOR, and just try to mention a context of a LOR. Team will verify, and then team will so for what purposes you are looking for an LOR and everything, so team will verify and then they will release LOR. So we have also like released LOR to many people who looking for the admission, and I believe by Monday itself it will be done from our side. It will be closed, or maybe by tomorrow night. So even that is a possibility. So if you are going to write a mail now, so it will be closed. Plus profile building wise, so come to a Monday session, 1-to-1. Let's have a discussion on that. Yeah, Sai, does it go? Okay.
Tanshu?
Yeah.
Hi. I just wanted to know if I could be a part of Achievers Group, even though I got placed in one of the company in February. Actually, my journey started in data science from 2019, and I had done a course from some other institute. But the way iNeuron and you are conducting the courses, it's far more. I mean, it has crossed my expectations. So basically, I'm keen on learning in deep learning and computer vision in this. And I just wanted to know if I can be a part of Achievers Group.
Well, ma'am, no issue. Achievers are achievers. So.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So what is the process?
So you can just check your chat box. That's the process.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Sudhanshu. This side Mahesh.
Yes, please.
Actually, Sudhanshu, I have one question related to my career because I'm working with the
To me or to
team.
someone, like to me or to
No, I'm just asking about me.
no. So okay, to me this is the question, or with Syam?
For you. For you.
Okay.
Actually, I'm working with the data as of now, and I have somewhere around 9+ years experience. And currently, I'm working with the Tableau and database, wherein I deal with data day-to-day job, and I provide insight to the dashboarding and all cleaning and all things I'm doing in my current job. But I'm planning to move in data science. That is why I joined your course. So I have some doubt how can I build my resume in the proper format wherein it gets shortlisted when I apply, and also wanted to you mention my project, suppose the internship. So internship, is it available till the time course is valid, like 1 year this course has validation?
Internship is now we have
Or
opened
after
up.
that I can.
Yeah, so internship was it was an inclusive one, right? Some days back or maybe couple of months back, but now we have opened up for the entire world, right? So you can start it and then you can start taking help. So previously the procedure was different for doing an internship. Now we have changed the procedure, so you can join anytime, and even during the courses, after the courses, before the courses, you can get into that. So it's now open internship that we have started. Plus, I know the team will keep on helping you out, right? And we'll keep on providing you our assistance, guidance. Plus, Monday to Friday sessions happens. I think you are aware about it. So let's come to that session. Any session, Monday to Friday. Monday I will be available. Tuesday Chris will be available. Wednesday Sunny will be available. Thursday Paul will be available. Friday Avnish will be available, right? So you can come to our slot, and then we'll be able to discuss about your resume. So that's the reason we are keeping that session, right? So that any random things we can discuss over there, right? Technical, non-technical, resumes, profiles, everything we can discuss. So you all are welcome over there. I think last week these things has happened, right? I talked about resumes, profiles, and many more things last week itself. So that's completely fine.
Yeah, because that's the question I had. I was not sure how can I show my project which shows relevant to this industry.
Let's come over here. Let's have our discussions, and please complete one project at least from this dashboard, right? At least one, so that it will build a base. Then only I will be able to talk about something else, right? Even soon in your batches, within 3 weeks, I think I will end up covering up one project. So this is my plan. So within 3 weeks, I'll start, not end up covering. I'll start one project within 3 weeks. So once I will be,
thanks a lot.
Yeah, once I will be able to cover till this one, like a clustering part, right? So K-mean, HC clustering, DB scan, and all those things. So I believe I'll be like a good to start one project at least. So I'll start one project in your class.
Sure. Meanwhile, I'll try to cover up as much as.
And even the dashboard, inside a dashboard projects are available. So it's not like you have to wait. You have time. So in that case, you can go. But if you have to go through a live classes, it's again fine. Both is fine for me. I don't have any issue with anything.
Yeah, there was one doubt. That is why I asked you here. The internship, whether it will be open whenever this course gets over. So
still it's open even after this course. Before, like I said, now it's an open internship. So just feel free to join, build your team. There is a facility which is given over there. Plus start any projects, deep learning, ML research, whatever you want. And yeah.
Hi, Sudhanshu.
Yeah.
Hi, Sudhanshu. My query was like, when we keep the resume and when we get a call, right? When I say 90 days of the notice period, there itself they are dropping the call resume most of the time.
Don't say that you have a 90 days. Never say you have a 90 days. Just say that 1 month. Yeah. Then you will ask me how to tackle this 1 month part, whether I'm supposed to put down on my paper first and then go for the job. No. So just say 90. What I used to do. I'll tell you what I used to do. Right. And again, this trick always works. Plus, this is not a trick. It's just a way of speaking. So I always say that, okay, fine. So notice period is 1 month. So then they will ask you a question. Do you have any other offer letter? You say, no, I don't have any other offer letter. Even if you have offer letter, never say that unless and until you are not going for the negotiation, final negotiation of your salary. And just say that, okay, so my notice period. Then they will ask, okay, how they are going to release you in 1 month, because your company notice period is like a 2 month, 3 month. You can just say that, okay, like I have a very good terms and condition with my managers, and yeah, so other team members has already done that, so they have already discussed with our managers and then priority, and yes, so they are going to reduce. So it's not hard and fast and it's not a fixed. So once I'll talk to my manager, so I will be able to get a release even within 2 weeks. So not just 1 month. Just say in this way. Other person has already done that in my team with a confidence, right? And I think things will be handled.
Yes,
Okay.
I want to
Thank
add
you.
on this one.
Yeah, Subham.
I also have 90 days notice period. So
Okay.
yeah, during HR called me and said, how much notice period you have. I said 1 month, even though official was 90 days. So I cleared all the rounds. Then they were asking, what would be your joining date? So I said, there are some, they are not able to. My manager is not, not releasing me. Will not be releasing within 30 to 45 days. So they frankly said, we will buy you out.
Okay, yeah, that was one. So this is what I used to say all the time, because I have done the same thing, right? So I used to receive 15, 16 offer letter. Then I used to join one companies who is offering me better, and then work culture and many more things. Not work culture, time that I will be able to get to do my own work and my other businesses, right? So I used to do those things a lot, not just once or twice, so many times, right? So I think Sumam will agree. This works all the time.
Yeah, they said even if you join in 10 days, we'll buy you out for 80 days.
Okay, it's good.
Just
Thank you.
many things you will be able to handle, right? So many things we all can handle. Just after the talk, there is no proof, no rules, no regulations comes in between. At least for these kind of things. So I believe, yeah. So we can do that. So yes, I think two other achievers dropped off in between. So maybe we'll discuss with them tomorrow. 4 we have already discussed. So thank you so much, Subham, Rikesh, Pradeep, and we have Nilesh, right? So thank you so much for your involvement, for a sharing experience. Many congratulations, first of all, and yeah, others work. We all can get these things easily. It's not tough, right? So guys, Nilesh and Subham and Pradeep and yeah, it's case. If you can share your LinkedIn profile, people are asking for your LinkedIn profile. Today you are going to get so many LinkedIn requests, don't worry. So yeah, if you are if you would love to, if you can share, only in that case. So it's not like a requirement from my side, it's not a demand from my side, it's a demand from your batchmates. So I'll just ping inside chat. Yeah. So yes, it is possible. It's easy. Actually, it's not tough. I'll say it's actually very easy. So, and we all can do that. Nilesh has already pinged me, so I'm pinging this to all of you guys. Pradeep. So yes, I have. Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you, Nilesh. So I have a file from Rikesh as well. So thanks, Rikesh. Okay. So we have a profile from Subham. So thanks, Subham. So I believe we have profile from everyone. So thank you, everyone. I've just consolidated and pinged you. Yeah. So fine with that. Thank you so much, and see you all of you once again tomorrow. Right, tomorrow I'll discuss my technical part first of all, and whatever I have discussed, please try to revise. Tomorrow probably I'll give you a big task. Right. So be ready for that big task again. 2 week. Right, and many more things. 2 weeks of time I'll give you if I'm giving you big task. Otherwise, I'll just see. Yeah. So hope all of you have copied this link. All of you are just take a snapshot. No, if you're able to see something, you can search by their name over LinkedIn. You will be able to get it easily. It's fine. Yeah, even if you have a snapshot. Is data engineering as good as data science? All the fields are good. So don't just try to jump from here to there, data science to data engineering, data science. I have done that, but after spending enough amount of time in an industry, right? So even I have not jumped from one section to other section. So I've worked and then I have switched. This is what I have done. So this is what I advise to all of you. Yeah, one at a time. With that, guys, thank you so much. Now from 6 p.m. IST, so there will be a data structure algorithm session, which is going to happen. So if you would like to join, so please join. So just after 5 minutes, it is going to start. Yeah, the DSS session by Babav from our side. So it's a community session, guys. So it will be live on a YouTube, and plus you can access over our communities. Just a community session. So feel free to make a decision. Yes. So thank you so much.